welcome to the Cat Football Minor 2026 Spring Bloom. My name is Heidi. I am a English Mahjong streamer on twitch.tv/IronTV. If you like VTubers, give me a follow. I'm also on YouTube. We'll be posting more videos soon. And who else is also on YouTube and here to commentate some amazing Mahjong matches with me is Tenhote.
Hey everybody, great to be here. Like Irie said, I am a content creator here on YouTube, and I also stream on Twitch. But today is the top 8. It's the semifinals. It's going to be a great stream. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be some intense Mahjong action. Irie, how you feeling about the semifinals?
I'm feeling excited, energetic, electric, because these matches are going to be awesome. We saw some amazing Mahjong yesterday. And from those matches, we got our top 8 for semifinals. As you guys can see here, we are on the top 8. The players, the 100 players from the top of the ladder, they played over 3 days scramble, and their best 3 games gave us the top 16. And so they played with their scores wiped before, and then they played 3 more games. That's how we got a top 8. And then their score got halved. So the score that they had before coming into today is going to be half. So they're going to have a little bit of an advantage, as you can see here. Euphoria was in the top spot yesterday and continues to be so, with 20 points above Link, more or less. 42 points positive, as you can see. And Foundry all the way at the bottom is 4 points positive, so it's a little bit of a gap. But at the end of the day, they're going to be fighting for top 4, and anyone's still got a chance. It's only a small advantage, and they're going to be playing against each other, so they're definitely going to have some room there to fight against each other. What do you think, Tenhote? Do you think they're going to play a bit differently?
I think that there's still going to be a relative level of aggressive play here. Going to be looking for larger hands and stuff like that. To kind of like swing your momentum towards the top and things like that, especially with the kind of rule set that we have and stuff like that. So, of course, we have red 5s on and stuff like that. So there's 7 Dora rather than 4 Dora in some tournament settings and stuff like that. So just like your ranked matches and stuff at home, we do have things like double Yakuman off and stuff like that. So there's no multiple Yakuman and stuff like that. But going for the sort of mid-range higher ranked hands like Hanemans and stuff like that can really put you ahead in this level of competition and everything. And at the same time, as we saw, there's a little bit of double Ron action going on. Head bump is turned off, so multiple people can get Ron for the same tile as well. And what we're looking at here is what the players are playing for as well. So we do have prizes for all of the top 16. If you were in quarterfinals yesterday, you're in this pool as well. But for the top 8, 5th through 8th place, you get 2,000 Jade and a Fortune Charm, as well as a special acrylic stand there from the Mahjong Soul merch shop, which you can go and check out for yourself over on the Mahjong Soul website. And then, of course, 4th place gets a $70 Amazon e-card, 4,000 Jade, a Fortune Charm, and a special acrylic stand. 3rd place gets $100 in Amazon gift cards, 6,000 Jade, a Fortune Charm, and that acrylic stand. $150 goes to 2nd place, and then 8,000 Jade, 30-day Fortune Charm, and special acrylic stand. But then 1st place, oh man, $300 in Amazon gift cards, 10,000 Jade, the Fortune Charm. They also get the acrylic stand, but they also get a limited portrait frame that is like very nice, has some sakura flowers in there. They have a limited champion title that lasts for a year in game. Catfood World Champion looks very nice, and a trophy, of course, to post on social media and stuff like that. And they also get priority in different tournaments and stuff like that that Mahjong Soul throws. So very prestigious to get 1st place here. So the top 8 here is going to be duking it out for that 1st place.
Nice. So quite a few prizes. And yep, so these are going to be the tables for the semifinals today. So the table 1 is going to be 1st, 4th, 5th, and 8th. So we've got a little bit of a, so they can have more to play for, right? Because the person who's in 8th is going to be playing as the person who's in 1st. So if they swap, right, 1st and 4th, that's going to be a huge swing. And similarly, we have on table 2, second, third, and 6 and 7. So they're going to be playing as each other like that. And I think we're going to have a little bit of a different table situation for the next matches. That's only going to be the case for game 1. So, if you missed it, today is the semifinals, the top 8. 100 players battle through scrambles and the 3-game series yesterday. And now in the semifinals, they're going to play 3 more games, seeded from the previous matches, with a little bit of their scores halved from yesterday. And yeah, soon we're going to see how they play out these matches. I'm excited to see. I think we got the matches coming on shortly. It would be exciting to see if we see all of those Dora triplets like yesterday. Do you remember that whole day?
I do remember that. There were a lot of hands that had a lot of value built up in the background and stuff like that, but similarly, there were a lot of really fast hands and stuff like that. Just things going with either like a dragon triplet or a seat wind or something like that, and stealing the win out from under those valuable hands and stuff like that. So there's always that balance of speed and value here in Mahjong that makes the game a little bit more interesting. Especially because these competitors are really, really good at that level of efficiency and getting those hands like Mongans and Hanemans and things like that, finding that value. So having the ability to steal it out from under them is just as important, even if it looks like a hand that is only worth 1,000, 2,000 points, So very important there.
Exactly. Yeah, so it looks like the matches will be coming up shortly. And I'm excited to see. I think we might also see, well, of course you said the players are going to be playing aggressively, but we'll see if Euphoria with that huge lead maybe doesn't have as much incentive as the others. They're only looking to get to the top 4, and then I believe their scores are actually going to be wiped for the grand finals, which will be tomorrow.
Yes, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe each placement point is around 1,000 points, if you wanted to think of it as an in-game advantage. And so the player Euphoria coming in now with plus 42, starting at 25,000 points in the game. It's like starting East 1 with like 67,000 points. Just off the bat, that's their advantage right now. So not an insurmountable lead by any means. We've definitely seen people get Yakumans and still get 4th and all that sort of stuff. So it's not, always, foregone conclusion and stuff like that, especially with the caliber of players here. So with scores being halved at each level and stuff like that, there would be a little bit of a chance to catch up here.
Looks like the tables are coming up. So East 1, we have Chikaito, Aimer, Lipink, Yoshi, and Link. It's going to be our first, second, third, and fourth dealer. The Dora is the 4-pin. And right now it's Chikaito's dealer. See what they can come up with. Across the way, we have 2 Dora for Lipink Yoshi. Pretty good looking hand. We've got some nice shapes. Pair and a sequence. And we also have Link here on the side with the 1 Dora. It'll be interesting to see what these players make of these hands. Chikaito could end up going for a 7 pairs.
Could very well see the 7 pairs come out. Could also see some shapes developing there in Link's hand. This is table 2 for the tournament here in the semifinals. So this is the 2nd place, 3rd place, 6th place, and 7th place players and things like that. So Chica and Aimer being those 6 and 7 ranked players and stuff like that. So probably the players that you're going to see a little bit more aggressive play and stuff like that, trying to go for bigger hands, things of that nature based on their point situation. And Chica looking like they're kind of moving towards this 7 pairs here, 4 pairs in hand, and kind of moving along,
Yeah, this hand could end up going a few different ways. We'll see what comes from the wall. Looks like a 5-pin, very nice upgrade. Aimer does still have those red dragon pairs they could use to build a hand here, but it might end up being too slow. Looks like Light Pink Yoshi is already one away with a very nice hand. Doesn't even need to reach if he gets into Tenpai.
Yeah, certainly don't need to reach it. And also with Light Pink Yoshi's playstyle, kind of waiting on those, infamous like single tile waits and stuff like that that he does, could sneak in a couple wins from like his current point situation and stuff like that as it currently stands. Gonna remain one away by dropping the East Wind, but has a little bit more flexibility with picking up that 5 of bamboo there. And Chica now has a little bit of a crossroads here, picking up that
Mhm.
5 of circles. Going to decide against the 7 pairs option here, it looks like.
Yeah, Link did get one away, but it's now Tenpai, so this is gonna be possibly a Ricci. No Ricci, so just gonna take the Tenpai. Silent Pinfu for 1 Han, waiting on 1 and 4 of bamboo. So does not have to Ricci necessarily. Would get more points for the Ricci, but this is also safer and catches Light Pink Yoshi off guard. Take that 1,000 points, shutting down Light Pink Yoshi's huge hand. I think a play like this makes sense when you don't see the Dora, right?
Yes, yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, Light Pink Yoshi had 3 Dora in their hand and stuff like that. And as a player that doesn't want to be losing a lot of points right now, currently sitting, I believe, in 3rd or 2nd place, dealing into a hand with a lot of Dora is just not a risk that you're willing to take, in East 1 especially. So, just trying to have some safety right out the gate here. But as we look around the table and things like that, our dealer, Eimer, does have a few good shapes, but a few floating tiles and stuff like that. A 2-3-4 mixed triple sequence could be far away, but that 6th round might change their mind there. Light Pink Yoshi has some good shapes in their hand. Currently working to get rid of some of the Yakuhai tiles, the honor tiles there. Link, a few good shapes, a few Ryokan stuff like that. But a good pawn.
No one away. Yeah, doesn't have much value in their hand, but just needs to chi and get quickly into Tenpai. Looks like a possible Tanyao here for Eimer if they decide to drop the 1, and there it is. So, the dealer not having a lot of value, not a problem. As long as you can win that hand, you can always make a bigger hand on the next one. Just gotta make sure you keep that dealer. I think Yoshi does call the pawn of the A-man as well. Maybe going for an all simples of his own. Another pawn here from Chikaito. Now Tenpai on 1-4 as well. And Light Pink Yoshi going to deal in again for 1,000 points with the 4 of the move.
It's another 1,000 point hand. And it's another 4 of bamboo discard that deals in. So I think maybe Light Pink Yoshi can think twice about dropping the 4 of bamboo.
I mean, maybe this is a summoning ritual for a crazy hand. I mean, look at this. It's not that bad. We've got a triplet, a pair, a Dora, and a sequence. It's looking great. Definitely. And the 4 so is Dora this time. So, now he's going to keep them. So no dealing in.
Right. And looking across the way here, we have Chica, who has 5 pairs in hand, 1 away from 7 pairs at the moment. Very powerful starting hand here. Could very well see another Shadow Tenpai there if they want to take that, or maybe calling Ricci if they decide to keep the East one there as sort of like a sneak attack with 7 pairs. Something that we see relatively often is waiting on like a lone honor tile and stuff like that with 7 pairs. So could be the play here.
Oh, there it is. Pawn comes out from Link. Now 1 away for Dora 2, Green Dragon. Would be a nice hand here to take a lead. Currently the game is too close to say anyone really has a lead. Oh, nice draw here from Link. Does put him into Tenpai. Decides to take a different approach. Interesting. Possibly wanting to use more Dora to get more points.
Yeah, and here's that sneaky wait that we were just talking about here from Chica, waiting on the red dragon, alone honor tile and stuff like that. One of the red dragons already out. Seems pretty innocuous. You could just drop it and not really think about it, right? So, one of those things that can really come in and bite somebody if they aren't careful. But it will be Tenpai for Link.
Yeah. See if the tile comes out. It is a pretty good hand here for Link. Oh, but that's Sumo from Chikaito. Ricci, 7 pairs, Sumo, 6,400 points. Pretty. This is a pretty important win for Chikaito, I would say. Chikaito came into today. They're looking to get to top four. Also, I was mistaken. The points are going to be halved after today, not wiped going into the grand finals. But yeah, Chikaito came in at 9 points. So taking first here, definitely a very important thing for Chikaito. Have a very nice hand here for Link. Two Dora, nice shapes here for dealer. Exactly what you want to be seeing.
Nice shapes indeed, and we do see all of the Dora in each of the players' hands here. So all of the Dora that is going to be here through those 3 of bamboo and stuff like that is already in people's hands. And based upon the shapes, they're going to be locked into those hands as well. So only 1 red
Ooh.
5 remaining to be drawn. And
Yeah.
some nice hand upgrades here for Link.
Yeah, this hand is pretty huge. It's gonna be a lot of points for Link. Be 11,700. That's all simples 3 Dora for dealer. So this is a better shape upgrade. And he does just take it, yeah. Drops a 3, which is pawned by Link Lightning Yoshi. So now everyone knows Lightning Yoshi's got a huge hand. See how he completes it though. I think this might need to be all symbols.
Yeah, gonna be some maneuvering to get rid of those west winds for sure. But is drawing the right tiles to make it happen right now. So we could definitely see that come to fruition in a few turns here. Chica not having as much luck on the draws here, still stuck with some honor tiles and things in their hand. And now we
There
could
it
see the
is.
Ricci here from Link, but they have been Dama so far, but they're dealer. You would think that you would see
Yeah, this is all symbols. Painful Dora 2. It will be Ricci, so now 4 and 7 of characters. Chikaito draws the 7. There's 3 tiles left. This hand would be huge if Link can find the win. I think Yoshi might end up dealing in if he... I mean, it's a tough situation now. There's 2 Richi's. The other Richi is on 2 and 5 of bamboo. Aimer just called it. Oh, and it finds the Ipatsuno, a Ricci Pinku. Ipatsuno Dora, that's gonna be 12,000 points at the very least. Oof. Ooh, Mangan, not Hanuman. 8,000 points. Does give Aimer the lead now. Chikaito's right behind. Link pays the brunt of it, 4,000 points. But it's still anyone's game. Self-won.
Yeah, a little bit painful there for Link. Had that nice hand going on there and stuff like that, and does get burned on the Ricci there, getting chased by Aimer. But Aimer with a little bit of an interesting hand here could force the half flush if they so desire. Definitely could see it come out. The con, who knows? It depends on how aggressive they want to be. They are in 7th place here. So they could go all out for the points, keeping the option in their hand. So we could see a closed con come out here. Maybe even, a little bit after a con, action.
Yeah, I think sometimes if it's this early, you might want to hold off on it, just in case, something crazy like what Lightning Yoshi's doing happens. And you never know if someone's going to be, reaching to make use of that extra door from the con.
Yeah, already in Tenpai is Light Pink Yoshi. Looking for that 5 of characters. Could go for the double-sided weight, and he does. 6 of characters, 4 of bamboo. So 2 of those tiles are left to find right now.
Yeah, and this is nice too, because eventually I think Yoshi can still upgrade with the Dora. And even still use the red 5 afterwards too. Just gonna be looking for this 1,000 point hand. Very simple. Just move the dealer over.
Yep. But pretty valuable hand for Chica here if they can manage to finish it before Light Pink Yoshi does find a tile to get closer to Tenpai. It has to drop the red 5 of circles there, so devaluing the hand, but playing for speed a little bit right now to try and catch up with Light Pink Yoshi.
Mhm.
Right now, Amber's hand is
The
like
self is still
not
out there
quite
and can
coming
be
together.
pawned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking out for that self to see if maybe Chikaito can pawn it to get into Tenpai. Oh, but instead just finds the Ricci. That's even better. Ricci, two-sided way, 1 4-pin with 2 Dora. That's going to be a huge hand for Chikaito.
Yeah, and notably here, dodging the deal in here against Life Yoshi, who swapped their weight to a 3/6 of bamboo, a much more available weight in terms of tiles, but is going to deal in here
Ooh.
to Ipatsu. Chica with a big old hand here. Ricci to Dora. Ipatsu not quite finding the Uradora, but a beautiful hand all the same. 4 and 40 for 12,000 points.
Oof. And Light Pink Yoshi, who was in second place, I believe, now in fourth. However, there are 3 games, and also we're only in South 1, so we might still see some sort of comeback here. Light Pink Yoshi, has shown time and time again that he's an extremely strong player.
Oh yeah, 100%. And was also a player that was towards the top of the table, either second or third. I can't remember exactly which, but certainly in a point position and stuff like that, where the day is not over. Just from game one. So it might even things out a little bit if he does take fourth place here. But still in the running no matter what here. So if you're a Light Pink Yoshi fan, there's still hope on the horizon here. Chika Ito's hand is sort of coming to fruition a little bit more. Might even be able to upgrade towards all simples here. But those 2 3s could, sort of spell disaster for that. Who knows? But definitely a very shiny hand here with 3 Dora. Going to keep on cycling through
Mhm.
tiles, looking for Tenpai.
Yeah, and the other players' hands don't look that great to be competing here, so yeah, we might indeed see Chikaito win another big hand. This is a great draw as well. Now moving more towards even possibly a mixed triple sequence here, 5, 6, 7, 3 different suits, would be a huge boost as well to the value.
Yeah, this would be a very valuable hand here for Chica. Looking around the table and stuff like that, we have Light Pink Yoshi across the way there. With the 8-9 in the character suit and things like that. The you know, outside weights, the end weights and stuff like that. Things that are hard to come by whenever you're looking at these tiles and things to draw and stuff like that. 3s and 7s are a little bit of a bottleneck for draws and things like that for Mahjong in
Mhm.
general. So a little bit of a harder time over there for him on his end. But Eimer deciding if they want to upgrade for this Dora pair, and they
Ooh.
do. And that's going to move them just a little bit more towards Senpai, but that is 4 pairs in hand for them. So definitely have to start deciding where they want to go in terms of efficiency here.
Yeah, Light Pink Yoshi is also making some great strides here in efficiency as well. Picking up that 3-4-4-5 shape, a very nice shape, and it also allows them to go for mixed triple sequence 3-4-5 in the future. He's currently 1 away, and he does need these points to come back here. We'll see if he can find it.
Yeah, it's interesting here because this is just the way that Mahjong is. Chica definitely has had the best looking shapes and stuff like that in their hand. Kind of like the double-sided weights and different stuff like that. But the tiles just haven't come in. You're kind of
Yeah,
stuck in
and
this
there it
waiting
is.
room and stuff
It
like
is in
that.
fact
And
Link
instead, it's
who
Link.
finds the first Tempaya on 5 and 8 of them, but not a great weight. And now Chikaito might in fact end up punishing this Ricci with this cold hand. Tanya Dora 3, 1 away still, but never mind. Link finds Tsuno, so Ricci Tsuno. We'll see if any aura are there. Nope. So this is gonna be only 2,000 points. But it does shut down Chikaito's huge hand and move the game along. Link is in third right now. And now it's Ivor's turn to maybe try and climb up to the rinks. Get in first and climb into the top 4. Ivor does need quite a few points to make there.
Certainly. A lot of honor tiles to go around here for these first couple discards, especially in Light Pink Yoshi's hand. Probably gonna wait to see if any of these sort of come together and pair up and stuff like that, especially the Dora in Light Pink Yoshi's hand. Currently, the only player keeping that Dora right now. Um, so could be a little bit, of a value play and stuff like that. Currently in last place, trying to hold on to that Dora as much as possible. Um, on the other side of the table, though, Link has some pretty good flow right now. Definitely finding a little bit more in terms of shapes and things like that. A lot of connected tiles, but it's I'm
Hmm.
finding the potential
Yeah,
template here
it's
first. That
fine
doesn't seem
standby,
good.
but yeah, the 7 pin weight is not that great, seeing as one of them is already gone, and 3, 4, 4, 5 just has so many ways to upgrade into a two-sided shape that it's just. Well, you say that, but then you
Yeah.
immediately draw the 7. These things happen. Now, what is the play here? Do you just reach even though you're forward then? Like, because if you discard the 9, right, you can't actually run on the 9 or the 6.
Mhm.
But it is still a good weight, so okay, I'm gonna say it's against it. Just gonna go for the 3, 4, 4, 5. Maybe get the twin sequence.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up, upgrading here and stuff like that. And it
That
will
is.
work out in the end. So waiting on the 2 and the 5 of characters here. 5 tiles remain in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and also some 2s in people's hands here, but not looking like they're going to come out because they are a part of double-sided weights. So it will likely have to be drawn here. But the 5,
Ooh. Yeah,
it is a hanger, but
Chica can.
hangs on.
Yeah, Chica she's gonna be folding. Can draw back into Tenbai eventually. All these 5s being drawn does make it a lot less likely that Eimer win, but still.
No.
Ooh, Link is gonna end up peeling into Eimer. So, Lightning Kyoshi and Link were the ones who are in second and third, I believe. And Eimer and Chikaito were in sixth and
We're in
seventh.
6 and 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're gonna
And
be
man,
so Link and Lightning Kyoshi want to be above Chikaito and Eimer, which is exactly the opposite of what's happening. So, as I was saying, we might see these turnarounds because they're gonna be playing against each other, right? So, if you can be a rank above, you get a huge amount of points extra.
100%. And super painful on that last hand. Eimer with Ricci and then finding 2 Uridora on the flip there to end up with 7,700 points. A much bigger swing than anybody kind of bargained for with that hand. So definitely a little bit of luck there. Definitely goes a long way. Currently in this starting hand, it does look like Chica is chugging along here. Has some good shapes and picked up a red 5 to finish
Yeah,
out
this
that closed shape there.
the 7 tile in a row shape, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you don't have a pair, is amazing because you can draw the 3, 6, and the 9. Unfortunately, Chica not drawing any of them. Link, however, pawning into Tenpai with a half outside west green. So this is almost a manga and could end up being even bigger, depending on what he ends up drawing, or maybe Eimer discarding that one of circles. I wonder if we'll see a pawn from Link if the one of circle comes out.
I don't think it's a bad idea by any means, especially sitting in third place and stuff like that, needing the points to come back. And, like, thinking forward, you're the final dealer and all last and stuff like that. Like, having a little bit of a point balance here would be nice. But it's a 3, 6, 9 weight, a triple-sided weight
This
here
is
for
this is
Chica,
rough
looking
because
to make those
Eimer
pairs.
Eimer doesn't have any safe tiles.
Yeah,
Oof.
really doesn't. The one of
The one
circles
might be
might
the
come out.
one, yeah. Because 3, 2 of circles are discarded. Oh, it's the 4 actually. The 4 is half. Right, it's 3 away from the 1, so it makes it a little bit safer, but not too much. Link cons. The one of circles are now Dora 2 for Link.
Really,
Oh,
really
but
scary
this
now.
is almost standby for Eimer. Is the 1 pin going to be discarded? No, the 7 of them was discarded. It's safe. Just passed. Lightning Yoshi does draw into Tenpai now. I mean, call into Tenpai. 4 or 7 of circles. Oof. So much going on.
Yeah, and so now the circle suit is just a sea of red. Any circle suit here, pretty much almost all of them, 3 through 9, is just super, super dangerous. And it's the 3 that comes in for Life
Ooh,
Pink Yoshi. What will the
yeah,
decision
but
be
this,
here? Probably dropping
yeah,
the
if this
4?
probably the 4, right? No, it just
6?
folds, just
Deciding to
folds.
fold. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because the 4 is also
Oh, and that's
dangerous.
the 7 that
Ooh,
comes out. That's gonna be
so
tough.
there it is. West, the Green Dragon, half outside door too. It's gonna be among them for Link. 5 on. Could have been huge hand with the pawn on the 1 pin, but it's gonna be only 8,000 points. And I mean, there's still a huge hand for Link to be winning. Link does have the final dealer round, so you know, we could see a run up of points here by Link. But it's gonna be Light Pink Yoshi now, and the last dealer, Soft 3 in 4th with 5,000 points, so 18,000 points behind Link. It's gonna be tough, but it is just still one Hanuman away.
Very true. Not a bad starting hand for Link here. A couple of triplets and stuff like that looking like, yeah, you could almost call this, well, now it's 10 pie. It doesn't matter what we call it. It's ready to win.
Smashes that pawn button, just like you guys should be smashing that like button for us if you're enjoying the games.
Ooh.
Maybe that way you can get some crazy hands like these guys. Not verifiable. Not verifiable.
Yeah, well, you know, results may vary. How about that? That's what we'll say. Yeah, finding the red 5, but deciding to discard it and keep 10 pie, which seems like a pretty good deal here. Of course, 2 of those 7s are in Eimer's hand right now. Could see one come out later on down the line, but right now, for Light Pink Yoshi, lots of 4s and 5s.
Yeah, there
in the
was
hand
one
here.
away there. There wasn't one away by keeping the 9 pin and discarding the 5 one, but I think Yoshi just wants more value, and there's more possibilities for the 4, 5, 5, 6 shape to improve. Any 3, 4, 6, and 7 would help a lot.
Do we see another con come out here from Link? No, okay. Has been conning so far, who knows?
I mean, I think the prospect of giving Light Pink Yoshi some more Laura is a little bit too scary.
Yeah, definitely true. Could shake things up just a little bit too much at
Light
this
Pink Yoshi
stage of the game.
still just one away. Like Link is still waiting on that 7. This could end up being all triplets now for Eimer. Oh, but Link just finds the 7-1, shutting down Light Pink Yoshi's dreams of coming back. There's still one hand though.
Well, it's a pretty good move, I would say, you know, because you know, if you're thinking about like placement coming into this, your point competition is Light Pink Yoshi. You know, Link and LPY were both at the top of the table and stuff like that. So if you're looking to cause the biggest swings, you know, possible, you know, this game and stuff like that, kind of going for the smaller hands and stuff like that to deny Light Pink Yoshi might be the way to go if you're worried about them as a competitor overall, you know, in the macro sense of the game.
Definitely. And as you're saying, you just by being above Light Pink Yoshi, even though, you know, usually in ranked we want to just be first and second, but by being above Light Pink Yoshi, there's actually like a little bit of the points carry over based on the placement. You get a little bit of a bonus. So every position that Link is above Light Pink Yoshi is basically like 20,000 points difference. So it's pretty important for Link to be above Light Pink Yoshi, and same thing for Aimer and Chikaito, right? Every position that you're above is pretty important.
Oh man, it's gonna be a really big slog here over the next couple rounds, seeing how these players adapt to the different points and stuff like that as things come along here. But a potential 6, 7, 8 mixed triple sequence here for Chica over on the right. Has the shapes for it, could see it come together. Could also be a pure double sequence in the 2, 3, 4 of characters. A lot of potential value in this hand. Gonna move towards the 6, 7, 8 there with that 7 pickup though. So just looking for value here, looking to maybe try and take first. And that 4 does come back. A little bit of a not necessarily a backfire in terms of the pure double sequence, but not what they're looking for.
But there's
right
a
now.
Richie
It's gonna
here.
be Light Pink Yoshi with the Richie, waiting on the 2.
Yeah, so this hand doesn't have the potential to come back into second or third. Oh, that would have been a great tile to have. Unfortunately, kind of hard to necessarily just force a huge hand, right? So
Mhm.
it's gonna be like Think Yoshi trying to maybe find some extra value by Tsumo or by the Hidden Dora after the win. Shikaito does find the Richi as well. Tenpai 5-8 of Bamboo.
Yep. And they find the red 5 rather than the 8 of circles, so it's not going to be mixed triple sequence, but do find some amount of value there with the red 5, but only one tile left in that weight to draw from the wall. It's going to be that 8 of bamboo. So the 5-8, a lot of the 5s locked into like Big Yoshi's hand here, so it's going to be harder and harder to find those tiles.
Yeah, Chikaito's gotta be wondering, where are my tiles? There's so many of them. Who has them? Link, has been trying to get Tenpai, but after those reaches, it's too hard. It's gonna be folding. It's gonna be a battle between these two players. Who's gonna take it? Not a lot of tiles left.
Oh, and
Chikaito's
finds the very last one! Pika! Oh man, alright, so this is Richi Pinfu, all simples, red 5. Sumo?
Yeah, it's a manga, and
No,
it's gonna be 8,000
so it
points.
is a manga.
Yeah, I think that's enough to
That's
put Chikaito in first.
Very nice, yeah, with both Richi sticks, certainly. Very nice from Chica, pulling out first place. We're looking at Chica Ito in first place here with 40,600. Eimer with 37,100 taking second place. Link, 20,800. Light Pink Yoshi in fourth place with 1,500 points. A very well fought first game there. And what a Mongon to end it from Chica. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, so that was an awesome game. I think we do still have table 1 going though, so maybe we can go and check that out.
Oh yeah, I mean, what we've seen from the competitors all through, the people who got here to top 8, but I'm kind of excited to see how, first place is doing right now on table 1, because that last table was 2, 3, 6, and 7. This is all the other players.
And there it is. Euphoria. It's Euphoria's dealer coming in today as first. Currently in third by a little bit. Flounder is right behind. Laurel's gonna be the last dealer here who move into sub 4 after Euphoria's dealer. So they're just gonna be looking to make as many points as they can, and Euphoria making some nice draws here.
Yeah, Norl has some alright shapes in their hand as well, but still has a little bit of gunk up in there that they're gonna have to clear out for now. Across the way there, Flandre does have red 5 in hand and manages to pick up a little bit of tiles here, a little bit of nicer shapes in the character suit here. Kind of has like this weird mix of different things. They do have the 3, 4, 5 there, but if you're looking at their tiles, they have 1, 3, 5 and 4, 6, 8 in the character suit and stuff like that. So things that they draw in the character suit are just going to be super, super helpful in terms of increasing efficiency here. So some like hidden efficiency in that. But it's Norl who's going to find Tenpai first. Going to call Richi on the 6 of bamboo, waiting on the 3, 6 of characters here. And 4 left in the wall to draw. Could see a pretty good chance of Ippatsu. Who knows? Commentators curse, we don't get Ippatsu. So, it is what it is. Oh, man. Who knows?
Carlos takes a step away from Tenpai, not needing many points at this point. Already at 41,000. It's gonna be whether Euphoria can actually get into Tenpai with the sand. It would be a pretty key hand to win. But I think the most important thing is not dealing into Norl, not losing into fourth.
Yeah, and a really big decision there for Euphoria with the idea of keeping that Dora and whatnot. Just because the 7 could take forever to come in, and it could just be, lost in other people's hands. There's only 1 left for them to draw based on what I can glance at the table here. So, gonna be hard to find, and if you're looking to maybe fold, like you're taking like a very slow option where you could have been folding otherwise and you end up dealing in stuff like that. So, that kind of decision making here is what's going to separate the best players from, the lower half of top 8. But Flandre is making some good decisions here in terms of their hand and things like that. Did have
Oh.
quite a few pairs, but even Furia drawing the 3 decides to fold here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Flandre cycling through pairs kind of understands like the signals of there's not a lot of character tiles and stuff in Norl's discards and stuff like that, kind of keeping it safe. Like,
Ooh,
keeping
so
on
many,
these,
so
but
many character tiles for Flounder. This
there's
is not.
more and more decisions to make.
Ah,
And,
there it is. The
too
tree
much.
one going to be dealing in. Laurel finally reaching. Pink from Dora. One more Dora. Gonna make this 3,900. So not enough to boost them into first, but now with any Mangan on Tsumo, it would be enough for Noral to take first. Furia losing that opportunity to win more hands as a dealer is gonna be a pretty big loss. But they didn't go below Flandre, so you know, at least mitigating the damage.
Yeah, none of the competitors here, as of now, have a particularly fast hand. You know, looking at the shapes and things like that, Norl probably has the best chance at Tenpai as things currently stand. Lots of honor tiles clogging up the hands and stuff like that. Ipafuria could move towards a half flush to try and get some points here. The drawing that east wind is definitely beneficial for them. Gonna have to pair up another one of the Yakuhai pairs in their hand to really make it come to fruition here. But that half flush is what they're needing to keep third place and maybe eke their way into second place here. Particularly, I think, with a direct hit on Moral.
Yeah, there are a few ways that this could get. I think a half flash Sumo with Norl Reaches is also enough.
So the point situation is getting closer and closer. This east one comes out. Well, we see the pawn. It is the first one, so you don't have to pawn yet, but we do pawn just for, you know, safekeeping. Norl is going to be one away here in terms of Shanten count and stuff like that, so could see the Ricci come out from Norl to try and take this first place. Going to be dropping the 7-9 closed weight in, you know, favor of the two pairs here.
This can go a lot of different ways, but all of them are great for Norl. Flandre could also make a pretty huge hand here, depending on what they get. Common Carlos does pawn the 5-on, so now I'm gonna be close to Tenpai.
Yeah, and gonna be able to find Tenpai here on the 6-8 of circles. Only, you know, all simples, red 5, but it's what they need to just get out with the first, you know, so the placement is more important than the singular glory of the hand here. And we could see the 6 or the 8 come out from Flandre pretty easily if it doesn't upgrade here. But they're going to change their weight here to the 4-7. Very nice double-sided upgrade there for Kikon Carlos.
Okay, before you're thinking about whether they want to take this, yeah, there it is, a chi, and now the White Dragon half flush would be pretty good. Might be enough with the direct hit, 5,200 points.
How do you, yeah, how do you feel about Ipafuria dropping the 1 of circles there, rather than the north one? Because I feel like the 1, 2, 2, 2,
because
wider weight.
Well, Ipafuria could use the 1 of circles after pawning the White Dragon. The thing is, Carlos discarded a 6 of circles right after Chiing, which means he could have had, let's say, a 3-4 and a 6 circles, in which case he would have dropped the 6, right? In which case the 5 of circles would be very dangerous. It does backfire in the end, but I understand the reasoning behind the play, and I think it makes sense because You don't really want to lose that many points and end up below Flandre because that would be a huge deal in. Not only would you have to pay the points that you deal into, but you also have to pay for the placement bonus that you lose. So I think it makes a lot of sense.
And this is why I ask the questions and stuff like that. There's always logic behind everything, even if one of us doesn't see it, the other person will, and stuff like that. And it's a good
Hmm.
learning experience and stuff like that to consider all the options and things like that. So, very good explanation there. I appreciate it.
Especially because of the triplet of the twos in hand, it might mean that it makes it more likely that the 3-4 might be the final weight for Carlos because more of Carlos' supposedly winning hand would be in Ipofuria's hand. So it makes the 5 a little bit more dangerous sometimes. Although Carlos did discard the 2 of circles. Norl still has not found the Ricci, however it's Flounder who now finds it, waiting on that 5 of circles. There's 0 left. Ipofuria has just found the last one, the red one.
Wow.
My dragon will do land as well. You have to be very careful.
Yeah, the white dragon is just a little bit too suspicious.
What's the discard here? Ipofuria. Just discard the white. Doesn't want to even think of risking it.
Yep, Tenpai payments aren't going to change anything, so, assuming the dealer is not in Tenpai, then, you're good to go. So, oh, man, a little bit of a stressful ending there for, this table number 1 here, but it's KCOM Carlos coming out on top. First place, 44,300. Norl in second with 26,200. Ipafuria in third with 16,400. And Flandre in fourth with 13,100. Some pretty good first matches here for the semifinals. Man, absolutely.
I have to agree. Well, these ones went by a lot more quickly than yesterday. I remember for the first game, Tips and I were commentating well into an hour and 20 into the match because there's so many repeats. These ones are a little bit faster, and shortly we'll be able to take a look at the scores for the matches.
Oh yeah, and here we are. So as we just said, KCOM Carlos coming out on top, Laurel, Ipafuria, and then Flandre. These point totals are going to be plus 34, plus 6.2, minus 13.6, and minus 26.9. Chica took first in that first game that we saw here on stream at plus 30.6, and then Aimer at plus 17.1. Link is going to hit negative 9.2, and Light Pink Yoshi with negative 38.5, which is going to put them close to neutral here, based on what I remember their score being coming into today. So definitely some big swings here, especially on table number 2 with, the 6th and 7th place players coming in, getting first and second and stuff like that, gonna rise up the table and stuff like that. So the only players, that I remember being in the top flight that took first here is KCOM Carlos. So Carlos probably remaining on top, and he does. All right. Like, Tenhote has a good enough memory. Well, we can all celebrate that by liking the video. So KCOM Carlos is on top, plus 58.25. Chica Ito at plus 39.7. Ipafuria in third currently at 28.7. Aimer at 25.1. Norl at 20.6. Link 18 at 17.7. Light Pink Yoshi at negative 12.15. And Flandre at negative 22.8. But of course, it's only game 1. And there are 3 rounds tonight, so there's plenty of time to catch up. And you saw how big the swing was, in game 1. So absolutely not over for anybody at this point in time. And of course, we're going from this top 8 to top 4. So currently, your cutoff is 25 points, but it could be very different by the end of the night here.
Yeah, and as we saw, as we were saying, going into game 1, we might see some upsets or like at least some comebacks, and Chica proved just that, going from the bottom 4 all the way up to second. So we'll see. But for now, this is all we're going to talk about for the games because we have something that you guys have been asking about and you've been looking forward. That's right. You know this song. It's the Lucky Draw song. The live stream Lucky Draw is on once again. And if you guys want to have a chance to win a fortune charm like all of our top 16 players, you have to answer one of our secret questions. So Tenhote, if you'll help me, what what is the biggest hand you've won recently, guys? Um, Tenhote, how about you?
Hmm. Uh, recently I got big three dragons for the first time. So my biggest hand recently is a Yakuma. Um, and just one of those Yakuman that you hear about all the time, but it's one of the easier ones to get. But I've never gotten it. So definitely nice to finally check that off my list. Got the achievement in Mahjong Soul and everything. So
Nice,
finally
nice, good job.
keep going on there.
Um,
What about you, Ari?
Something really funny happened. So I recently moved to a new city, and I was visiting my local club, and on my very first game with them, I got four concealed triplets.
Oh
So
wow.
that was a nice, it was a nice welcome into my club. And then I also got four concealed triplets standpipe twice in a row after that in the next two hands. That was very interesting.
Sounds
Okay,
like
so
your new city is pretty good luck for you.
yeah, pretty lucky, lucky city. But now I think we might have enough from you guys to find out who the winner is, and it's with Tanya. Gecko GR. Thank you so much for your comment, oh, Tanya. Do send a screenshot over to mjs.cs at yo-star.com and you'll be able to receive your fortune charm.
Yeah, big congratulations to the Gecko there. If your biggest hand recently is Tanya, it's nice to win in other fashions. With with a fortune card. So congrats.
I do believe the matches are starting soon, and I think it's time for me to go to give way to my lovely co-commentator, Tips and Tricks.
Hello, hello. It's Tips and Tricks here. Thank you, Irie. We had the lucky draw, and now we've got the lucky game for game number 2. I'm sure all of our players are looking to have a lucky game here. The lucky co-commentator beside Tenhote for this game number 2. That was a very interesting first game. Essentially, as you mentioned, Kakon Carlos, the only one holding it out there in the top 4. The rest of them, Ipafuria is still holding on because Ipafuria was all the way at the top. So even with a 3rd place, they maintain top 4. But Chikaito, as we saw in our first game, and Aimer popping their way into top 4. Light Pink Yoshi, pretty big fall, unfortunately, for him. Norl holding on. Link also had that big fall in that first game we were watching. And yeah, because of the plus scores that were brought over from the top 16, 6 of our players are positive, but 2 of our players are now negative. We did start the day with all 8 players positive. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think. Tenhote, do you have any predictions for the next match coming up? Do you think we'll see some bouncing, some score swapping? I remember Flandre did come in last to begin this off, and they're the only one I think who still has their same spot. So hopefully they can turn it around.
Yeah, you always gotta at least a little bit root for the underdog and stuff like that in these situations. So, gotta try and root for Flandre. Hope that they can get maybe 2 firsts in a row and stuff like that, and hit top 4 and all that sort of stuff. Coming into this on the opposite side, you're not necessarily rooting against Keikon Carlos. Staying winning. Staying with the flow and stuff like that. Been seeing great play from Carlos, of course. So with that, we want to keep watching them, do really well, right? So you know, there's both sides of the story here. I think what you might see in this next set of matches here is because we're scrambling the tables here for game two. You might see some more interesting matchups and stuff like that based on who's playing who and stuff like that. Because going into this, you now have this new ranking of first through eighth and things like that. Um, but because of that, different people are going to be playing each other in terms of like who's second, who's third, who's sixth, who's seventh, stuff like that. And so that dynamic has once again shifted, and how people are going to be playing into their hands is going to shift because so far, as we saw on the first game on stream here, people are playing to the very, very end. They're playing into all last. They're like really putting in the effort. Chica now in second place, and Sumo de Mongan at the very end and all last, to put herself into that spot. So very important here. And of course here we see the tables and tips. I'll hand it off to you to talk about these tables.
Yeah, so the tables are split first, fourth, fifth, and eighth, not based on their overall score, but on the score that they got in the previous round. So, well, the previous game. Essentially, the game you guys just watched. The scores, they're all lined up. First, fourth, fifth, and eighth are on table A, and second, third, sixth, and seventh on table B. So this is not their overall placement. This is just the placement that they all were in from the previous game. And so we can see Capcom Carlos here facing off against Light Pink Yoshi, Norl, and Link. So Capcom Carlos is currently first overall as well as in the previous game. And Light Pink, Norl, and Link are not... They're in the bottom four. Flandre is the last one in the bottom four right now. So they're all going to be fighting to get some of Carlos points. And Chica here with Flandre, Eimer, and Ipafuria make up table B. So it's going to be an interesting set of matches in game two. I think we saw a lot of star power in our first game. We saw Threeso Dora get pwned. Always personal favorite of mine. And now we're going into game number two, but I actually have some juicy news at the commentary booth. There's been a bit of an extra bathroom break, water break, so the games are slightly delayed. Game number two is a little bit delayed, so we are not going to get to it for a little while. It does give us some room to, I guess, talk a bit more about ourselves, I thought I was going to be zooming in here really fast, but in the end, I'm a Richie Mahjong streamer and commentator. You can find me at twitch.tv/tips and tricks, generally on Tuesday afternoons. And of course, Tenhote is an amazing Mahjong commentator, content creator. We've got skits, we've got long form essays, we've got live content. You can see him there at youtube.com/@Tenhote, or also on Twitch, right, Tenhote?
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, no for Twitch. It's just twitch.com/Tenhote. There's been a lot of interesting content coming through. What have you got for us?
Well, what I wanted to say is that there is, of course, a little bit of time to like the stream and, of course, share it with your friends so that they can get in on this Game 2 action. Going to be seeing some pretty good stuff here. I'm really excited, especially, talking about the sort of Twitch side of things and, like, the content creators and everything like that. Some of the people here in top 8 as well as top 16 and top 100, a lot of these people who are Saint rank and this kind of really skilled players are the people who are streaming on Twitch or doing different things on YouTube or in person and teaching and doing all this stuff. The community is really, really growing, and Mahjong Soul is one of the places where you're able to find a lot of this content and stuff like that. Mahjong Soul is incredibly popular. Everybody's playing it. Everybody loves it, of course. There's tutorials in game if you're somebody who's new to the game and things like that. There are, lessons and stuff for beginners, and of course, all the people who love Mahjong Soul are creating different Mahjong tutorials and like lessons and teaching and stuff like that around the game. So please be sure to support the community and sort of interact with all of these different options and streams and different things that you have, because it's really important for growing the game. It's a great game. That's why we're all here. So for me, that's like one of the most important things here is supporting Mahjong Soul and getting to do these sorts of tournaments with everybody. So shout out to everybody in chat. Thank you for being here, of course. I am really, really excited to see some of these different competitors and stuff like that, because everybody who contributes to the Mahjong Soul community and stuff like that are even competing in this tournament and stuff like that, right? So we have Chica currently sitting in second place as of the current standings. Going to be playing on table 2 as we enter game 2 here. She also streams on Twitch under the same name and things like that. So a Saint level player, absolutely fantastic, as we saw in that first round there. Had a really, really nice Mongon comeback and stuff like that. Everybody else, of course, very much alive and kicking and fighting for their positions and stuff like that in the top 8. So we're going to have this next game starting in just a little bit here. It's not going to be much longer, right, Tips?
Yeah, what I noticed is that there's 6 saints in this top 8, 1 celestial, 1 master 3. When I was launching up the first game, I thought to myself, we're in the red room, because all the saint players have a red icon for their rank. But on one hand, it's not that kind of red room. On the other hand, it's a dangerous place to be on a table with so many good players. So in a sense, the feel, the tension, the thrill of the red room is there. This time, our Celestial and our Master 3 are split on different tables, so there's no full red room for game number 2. But I think they're still going to be just as exciting.
Yeah, I mean, rank is only a number, it's like how much you're grinding on
true.
the ladder and stuff like that, so it's like I've met people who only play in person who are absolute demons in tournament or whatever, but maybe they're expert too. There's something on the Mahjong Soul ladder and stuff like that. So just because one of the players here is Master 3, they're in top 8, right? They deserve to be here.
Yeah, Ipa Furia was actually first coming into this, and they're the Master 3 currently in the game.
Nothing to scoff at.
Actually,
rank is a state of mind. I totally.
When Irie was asking about the biggest hands, I also have had 3 or 4 Yakuman Tenpai recently within the past month. But January has not been good for my rank score personally. I think I'm down 4,000 rank points in January.
Wow.
In December I was up.
Tough.
In December I was up like 4,000 rank points, and I lost all of them. Come Jan, it was I blame the cold. It froze away my hot streak. The Christmas spirit brought in my glorious, yeah, brought in my glorious ascension, and the harsh winters of January brought in my great fall.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with winter, dude. This is spring bloom, actually. So, hopefully
right.
It's not all of 2026.
Yeah, the spring bloom is hopefully for my rank points to bloom up coming up after this tournament. That's it's one of the biggest reasons to be here, right? If you want your rank to spring bloom, make sure to keep watching, and perhaps some of the luck will be passed on to you, just like our lucky draw winner Gecko after game number 1.
Yeah, and of course, if you do keep watching the stream, we will have more rewards down the way here. After games 2 and 3, as we always do on these streams. So be sure to stick around for that, of course. And you know, if you answer our questions 3, you might just get lucky, and win yourself a fortune charm and stuff like that down the road here. So, man, I always appreciate that they do that sort of stuff for the community and things like that. The people who show up for these tournaments and things like that, because the fortune charm really is like good value. I know I know I sound like I'm like really shilling for Mahjong Soul right now, but it is an official stream. But like genuinely, like the fortune charm is like really good, like jade for price and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, just make sure you come back to click the button. You don't actually have to click the button anymore. I remember the first day that the fortune charm clicked itself for me. When I logged in, I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
But there have been a number of improvements. Being one of the players who's been playing since almost the very beginning, like just a little bit after release, there's been a ton of improvements over the years, especially when it comes to running, watching tournaments, as we can do right now, getting into game number 2 here. I just gotta fix the overlay, yeah. But this is game 2.
Yes.
And
so now that we're in game 2, as Tips does the overlay thing, there you go. Now we're in game 2. Absolutely excellent. We're officially here. And now, looking around the table, we have some pretty shiny hands there for Light Pink Yoshi. So gonna be starting off with 3 Dora in hand for Light Pink Yoshi. Pretty close to getting 10 by here. I guess a little bit of a weird option here with the 688 in the bamboo suit, but definitely a nice starting hand for Light Pink Yoshi. Carlos, not quite the same amount of luck, not terribly far away, not something to cry about necessarily, but not gonna be here in the first row. It looks like, but our dealer has some nice floating tiles that could connect here just like that with a red 5. So Norl is going to be just running towards Senpai here. And Link, of course, can't leave Link out. Going to be picking up some nice options here and stuff like that, coming into some of their shapes here. So do have some pawns coming out here now for the Green Dragon and the 7 of characters here for Norl and Light Pink Yoshi, respectively. Going to be trying to cash in some of their value, especially with Light Pink Yoshi having that 3 Dora currently sitting in hand, and now in Tenpai for the 2-5 of circles. 4 of them are locked into people's hands at the moment. Could see the 2 come out from Link maybe, but 4 left in the wall to draw, so definitely could see some sumo action coming out here from Light Pink Yoshi on this double-sided weight.
yeah, might even be a Roan right here, but Link does not discard the 2 of dots, keeping their hopes alive. Does not deal into Light Pink Yoshi with those 3 hidden Dora. In the quarterfinals yesterday, Light Pink Yoshi kept drawing 3 hidden Dora in his hands, and wasn't able to win them. But every time Light Pink Yoshi had a closed weight or a single weight, an edge weight, and Reachy, they always seemed to hit. So Light Pink Yoshi definitely looking to change that here as Norl draws another of Yoshi's winning tiles. This one, the red Dora, wouldn't make much of a difference because Light Pink Yoshi already has that 4-han. And so gets it from Link instead.
Yeah, gonna be a big 7700. Not quite a Mongon technically, but it is kind of like the fake Mongon, as we affectionately say here. So pretty big swing and stuff like that for Light Pink Yoshi so far. Normally, what we say is, if you have 2 Mongons in a game, you're not quite untouchable or whatever, but you have a great chance of winning. So Light Pink Yoshi halfway there now, but oh my goodness, as I'm talking, I am looking at Link's hand, and there are 4 Dora in hand already, and already pretty close to Tenpai as well. This is going to be massive if we can see it come together. Oh, man.
Yeah, these are the these are I remember seeing these kinds of hands in a Yoshi's hand yesterday. We'll see if Link has more luck with them this time, because Link is looking for that comeback here, not only after an unfortunate game 1, but also the first hand of this game 2. And Link finds big here. No Riichi. This is already Mangan. It does have Yaku. And there's the small chance that this could be upgraded to a Yakuman hand of 4 concealed triplets. So I think for all those reasons, Link not reaching.
Could be waiting on like a double-sided weight or something, like some sort of upgrade there. The 6-drop does kind of ruin that a little bit, but it does make for a little bit of a Suji trap here coming into it. Of course, this is 4 Dora plus the pure double sequence.
Yes.
So that's automatically a Hanemon Sumo would make it a Hanemon. So really, really big potential value here from Link and this dealer manga.
Oh, is this the time? There it is!
There it is. That's the big swing that we were talking about. So that's going to be a dealer manga on there. Shadow Tenpai, no Riichi necessary. 12,000 points going to get taken away from Norl. There it is. Link coming back from the dead.
Not quite first place yet, but above starting points, 25,000. In second place, and this would be a good notch for Link's score, but I think Link is going to have to do a little bit more here. Of course, there is still a game 3, so you don't have to do it all in game 2, but Link is going to need a little bit more to make top 4. And I think this hand offers quite a straightforward path to do that.
Yeah, you know, whenever you're starting out as dealer with at least 2 Dora every hand, you know, it's looking pretty good for you, I would say. So, Link, looking pretty good right now. Hoping to draw into that 5 of characters, most likely, you know, for that pure double sequence. Looking around the table, though, other players are definitely not, you know, too far away themselves and stuff like that. You know, we kind of get distracted by the shiny hands sometimes with, you know, what's going on with Link. But all the more pertinent is if they can actually finish the hand and you know, all that sort of stuff. So Light Pink Yoshi is going to be finding a little bit more in terms of the shapes of his hand and stuff like that. So definitely has some options, but definitely a lot of pairs in the hand right now. K-Con Carlos, definitely some better shapes and stuff like that in their hand. And Norl, a little bit like working on this really nice like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the bamboo and things like that. Very close to Tenpai here now. 1 away for Norl. So it's anybody's hand right now. 1 away for Link as well.
Yeah, interesting. Link here highly prioritized the 7 pairs Tenpai. Well, 1 away. Link 1 away from 7 pairs. Had the chance to keep a 7-mon in hand, but discarded it right back, noting that they would have to break 1 of their pairs in order to keep the 7-mon. Thinking about breaking Carlos's Ipatsu by pawning, but doesn't go for it in the end. Pretty long wait. Might have been Norl looking to chi it as well, but Norl also wouldn't have any Yaku if they made that call. So Carlos gets their chance at Ipatsu, does not get it, unfortunately for him. But he is he's still right at the cusp, and nobody else is Tenpai yet. Link now with that discard, not even 1 away anymore. Light Pink Yoshi pretty far, although that is an improvement. And Norl has also backed off, so Norl's also 2 away from Tenpai now. It's looking like Carlos has the open runway here to just keep drawing tiles until the end of the round. 3 of them still in the wall. Carlos gotta have pretty good odds on that. 2 of them now. That would have been the most expensive one, I think. But I think even without the chance of the red 5, Carlos should be pretty good.
now getting down to it, only two left to draw on the wall, and Norl is looking like they're trying to fold, or at least kind of progress their hand a little bit sideways here. Mawashi, as people like to say, not totally abandoning the hand, but um, you know, definitely playing more cautious and stuff like that, keeping the Dora, all that sort of stuff. The Chi comes out from Light Pink Yoshi, finding Tenpai as we're in this last row of tiles here. Um,
Yeah, that's a Dora weight.
could Yeah, it is a Dora weight. A little bit greedy, a little bit could come through and stuff like that, especially with Carlos in Ricci themselves.
That was a pretty
But
sticky
none
spot
left
there.
in the wall to draw. So
Link had just pulled. Oh, Link would have been Tenpai if they hadn't discarded that 4-pin, but any way they go about it, they would have dealt in. So it's fortune, but also misfortune. Link playing the safe line, avoiding dealing in there. I guess the one line possibly that avoids them dealing in is green green. This is a tough draw for Yoshi here at the very end. It deals in big time. And Yoshi does not give in to greed. Drops the Tenpai, avoids dealing in. Carlos does not get his hand, despite his high odds on it.
yeah, and that's great decision making there from Light Pink Yoshi, understanding the situation that yes, maybe you get 1,000, 1,500 points there from Tenpai payments and stuff like that, but if you're looking at the risk reward of that, your dealer next round, and you're in a point situation where I think he was in 7th place coming into this. So definitely needing the points and stuff like that, the placement points to come back, looking to keep first place here and even extend his lead. So, deal in avoidance is the top of his list right now. As a starting hand here, some pretty good shapes. Nice to pick up that 7 there in the circle suit, have that bulging shape, as it is so called. Kind of a nice double-sided weight there in the tiles. So not a bad start for Light Pink Yoshi, and certainly not a bad start for Link, who has 3 Dora in hand right now, looking to complete some of these shapes, and has yet another chance at double sequence here. It's just hand after hand of that Yaku. And
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like that coming into
not
Link's
actually that common of a Yaku. But it seems to be popping up a lot. And not only a lot, but it's been popping up with a lot of Dora as well in this game specifically. We have an interesting pawn from Carlos on the right. Carlos throwing us for the pure Tanya here. Just Tanya? Oh,
Yeah.
I guess he's got a red 5, so it's a little more than just Tanya.
Yeah, so it'll end up being 2,000 points and stuff like that. This goes his way, and of course, he doesn't draw any Dora or anything else otherwise. But it does, as the South player and stuff like that, East is looking to make as much points as they can as the dealer, get in these repeats, stuff like that, like really dig in their heels and be the player to control the game. So in some sort of like teachings and stuff about Mahjong, people will say that South seat, as the one who can steal their tiles away and chi and do all that sort of stuff, needs to be the seat to be the aggressor, to open their hand, to do all this stuff. And Carlos is definitely playing into that sort of playstyle and that sort of theory right now.
Yeah, although the call he did make didn't actually come from Yoshi, but he's Tenpai nonetheless. That works out. 2 pawns from Norl. Norl also looking extremely solid here, but that's a scary last tile to have to discard. Norl 1 away from Yakuman chance, but the one tile that's not fitting the hand is possibly the scariest of all tiles. It's the Dora 3-pin. So Norl really delaying that decision here. Doesn't want to deal in. Carlos looks like he could use it. Link is actually the one that could use it. We'll see if Link goes for it. Link's still 1 away. No Tenpai here.
No Tenpai here, but possibly could even look to twice spear double sequence here to take off.
Here's the 3-so Tempai for the
Really funny.
dealer. This isn't worth much of anything, but it would stop Carlos. It would stop Noral's Yakuman potential. It would stop Link's 3 Dora. It's all about the 3-so right now, or the 3 Mon. As mentioned, 3s and 7s, the most likely tiles to deal in. Oh, picks up Dora, doesn't have to discard it for Yakuman anymore. There's a chance to just play it that way. Of course, we know Link's got the other 2, so Noral's never gonna draw it, but maybe Noral can find a way to win without having to discard a needle. That's a triple. That's Tempai. That's huge for Link. Massive. No Riichi. Pone is called. We've got maybe 3 concealed triplets, all triplets across for Noral. We've got so many Dora on the left for Link. Is this going to be a Riichi now? Only 4 tiles left, so no. That deals in.
This could be a double run. This could be double run.
Triple
run! Wow!
2 of them Mangan or greater.
Devastation here. Oh my gosh. The first hand is KCOM Carlos here with all simples. Red 5 for 2,000 points. Noral hits him with Green Dragon, all triplets, 2 Dora for 5 Han. That's a Mangan. And the third hand is all simples, 2 Dora, 2 Red 5 for another 8,000 points. Light Pink Yoshi just got triple rond in semifinals.
Oh man. I mean, we've been talking about that. Haven't really managed to catch a Yakuman on stream during Catfood Bowl finals, as far as I can remember, but a lot of the earlier tournaments had head bump on, so we didn't have the opportunity to see. I think this might be the first triple Ron we've ever caught on stream in one of the Catfood Bowl top 16 or better. That's crazy. I think only the past couple years has triple Ron been on. But as crazy as that is, Carlos's hand is just as crazy right now. We've seen so many attempts at 4 concealed triplets. Carlos actually not looking for it. Perhaps content with his lead in the overall standings and being second place right now. He's not even going to look to get all triplets. Never mind 4 concealed triplets. Going to stay 1 away from Tempai here. Noral on the right is actually 2 away from Tempai themselves. They do have 2 of the Dora after the con. They got an extra Dora, but none of Noral's Dora are connected. Link has one of the con Dora with that 2-mon. Might be able to use it if they get lucky, but they're still 2 away from Tempai. And Yoshi on the left has just pulled a 3rd Dora, so Yoshi looking for a comeback almost immediately. It's truly unfortunate to get triple rond, about 18,000 points, but this could easily be 12,000 of those points right back. You know, if Yoshi actually gets a closed Tempai here, this could easily be Baimon. You could get all the points back that you dealt out on the triple rond.
True. Which would be maybe the hypest thing that could happen right now. Hopefully it comes to fruition. Who knows? But you know, KCOM Carlos here does have a chance for a pretty big hand, but does have to wait for these pairs to upgrade into triplets and stuff like that. Assuming that you're not gonna find the East pair because it's Mochi Mochi with Light Pink Yoshi, who has another pair of that East Wind in his hand and stuff like that. Certainly looking to pawn that away himself, perhaps. So a lot of these things are stuck in people's hands, and Noral has that other Northwind Dora. So Light Pink Yoshi is gonna have to draw that himself most likely, unless Noral's hand really starts picking up here. So it's it's far away, but it is possible. So never give up, never surrender. That's Mahjong.
Yeah, there is still a north wind in the wall, and Noral might end up waiting on north wind, but I don't know. Noral's Pinzu wait is really, really nice. So maybe they'll actually give up the north wind for Yoshi to get in order to get that amazing weight. Yoshi now 1 away. We won't have to ask questions soon because we're almost there. This can't even be called by Carlos because South, we're still in the East round, so South is not a Yaku.
Yeah, it's surprising because we've had like enough excitement in that triple run for like 4 matches, but you know we're only in East 4.
Yeah.
So,
oh, interesting
man.
draw
Yeah,
here
I'm
for
gonna have to find
Yoshi.
something.
Doesn't go for it because it's Furiten. Already discarded a 3 months. Slightly unfortunate. Gonna stick to what he's got. Does the Dora come out here for value? No. Or not for value, but for efficiency. I think it's too late to discard Dora at this point. I think Norl feels it. That Dora's gonna be stuck there. A second Dora, but this one goes out because Manzu have been discarded by so many players. Doesn't feel so dangerous.
0 left in the wall here. Gonna be reaching on the red dragon here for 2 of circles and the East pair here.
This is Tempai for Norl, but only if they discard Dora, which they have not been willing to do.
And right after the reaching call,
Yeah, I
like
don't
that,
think
it's
so.
not going out. I don't think so. But you know, this like 2 of circles, I could see come out of Light Pink Yoshi's hand here if he finds like the 5 of circles for a double-sided upgrade here. You know, so there's a chance. You know.
Yeah. Well, 3, 4. So, but that's Furiten. Both 2 and 5. So
There's
discarded
the
by
North
Yoshi.
Wind.
Okay, here we go. Big Tempai. Big Tempai.
Really
One
good.
last chance to draw Haite. The last tile is gonna go to Yoshi. Nobody can call this unless Link discards something that is actually callable. No. Oh, but Yoshi misses. No big turnaround here.
Yeah, but arguably a pretty big Tenpai for Light Pink Yoshi. It's points. It's the start of something. You're getting your mental back a little bit. You know. So
Yeah, it's a
not
tough break
a
to miss
bad
the
outcome.
Dora 3 when you're behind, though. Like, maybe it's good for your mentality, your mental, but maybe it just makes you more frustrated to not get the Dora 3.
How positive of a person are you, Tips? You know, you gotta, you
Glass
gotta pick and
half
choose your
full.
battles, man.
Do you sense that the flow is coming to you because the hand was good? You say to yourself, "Oh, okay, the luck is coming. I just have to wait for it." Or do you say, "Can't believe I missed that. Am I gonna get another chance?" Because there's 2 ways to look at it.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta wait for the flow. It will come to you eventually. Just like it might be coming to Light Pink Yoshi here, who has 4/2 of characters in their hand right now. Could con into a lot of Dora. We could see something absolutely crazy happen over there. Does have a 4/5 in the circle suit. Has the Dora of 4 of bamboo and stuff like that. Could see some 3/4/5 mixed triple sequence or something like that down the line. You know, there are endless possibilities for Light Pink Yoshi's hand. But as far as our competitors have to say about it, KCOM Carlos here is going to try and steal that all away by pawning the red dragon, looking for a quicker hand here. 3 pairs in the hand, very, very callable as these tiles sort of come out. Going to be easy to pawn things away and just barrel towards Tempai here. But of course, Norl already having a lot of pairs in their hands, some double-sided shapes and stuff like that. Could be going for 7 pairs depending on whether or not they keep this 2 of bamboo. We'll see what happens here, and they do. So it might be some 7 pairs action, 1 away right now for Norl over there. Could con from Carlos, but you're in first. But he could con for the people, absolutely. And we'll see what the new Dora is here. It's gonna be the North Wind. So most of those are discarded, but chances for Uradora for a lot of the other competitors.
Yeah, I've been watching Yoshi's hand this whole time, expecting the con to come from there. Carlos actually the one to get the first con. Yoshi's gonna open to match speed. Carlos hits Tempai though with the tile that Yoshi gives him. 3/6 pin Tempai. Is it time for Yoshi to con? It is. Misses the con draw. Yoshi's hand is in a little state of disarray now. This is not a great spot for Yoshi to be in. Carlos' hand not worth that much currently. Still room for more cons. But
yeah, but what that con from Light Pink Yoshi does do, it gives to Dora, not just to Norl, but also to Link, who is now in Tenpai here. But Yeah, it is for pure double sequence
Yeah, pure
again
double
from
sequence
Link.
once again.
What is
Oh!
going on? Oh my
Fully
god!
outside hand as
Defiance.
well.
Oh, the full
This is a
outside hand.
battle with
Senpai.
double roan chances. Oh, that's huge though.
Oh, here it is!
Oh
Wow.
man, I was gonna say
Huge hands in this match. Oh my goodness. Pure double sequence, full outside hand to Dora. It's a Hanemon from Link.
yeah.
And these are some haymakers from these players.
Hanemon without even reaching. That was the last 7 pin, I think. I think that is the reason why Link didn't want to reach. Because there's so many Uradora, right? There's 2 Khans, so there's 3 Uradora. You'd have the chance to score massively with that, but not many tiles left, and of course Link doesn't want to deal in big to these other players who could have Dora in hand. And of course Link's hand, after getting the 9 and going to a fully outside hand to Junchan, it just became so much more valuable. Whenever someone gets a Hanemon without Riichi, a Shadow Tenpai Hanemon, it's... you just, what do you do? What do you do? Dealer had a nice hand, was pushing it, and just drew the wrong tile and dealt in.
So coming into this match, Link was one of the players who was in positive, plus 17, right? But was in 6th place, not in the top 4 currently coming into this match. So all of these, big hands coming in, really, really important, especially because they're, like at least 20,000 points above like everybody else right now. So really, really big from them to be this far ahead at this point in the match. If they can keep it here, man, it would do wonders for their placement going into game 3.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Currently, Link is head and shoulders above the other 3, who are all very close to each other.
Yeah, and Link is going to be keeping pairs here to make their hand a little bit more callable and stuff like that. Trying to find not necessarily all triplets, but being able to call an open hand from anybody is just plain out advantageous, right? So trying to keep that option open to himself. I am interested just because, it's not happening this hand, but will we see any more pure double sequence from Link for the rest of this game? I don't know. But,
seems to have
unlikely
paid
as it
off
seems
for
it's
them,
just
yeah.
gonna happen, Yeah. Might have a new favorite Yaku after this game is Link. But looking across the way here, a lot of pairs and triplets and things like that in Light Pink Yoshi's hand. So certainly callable depending on how that 2-3 of characters ends up working out. But big decision here from Link to drop the 4, not going for all triplets here. Just looking to keep the game moving and stuff like that, as they just need to get out of this game in first, and all triplets is just that much slower to get it out.
Yeah, I think other than Link's hand, everybody else's hand here is high value. So Link really hoping to win this as quickly as possible, because if they don't, Norl on the dealer here has a potential Hanemon. Light Pink Yoshi across the table, maybe a Mangan, and Carlos on the left also looking at a Mangan or Hanemon if he can get it closed. He did draw the double Dora red 5-mon earlier in the hand. Link finds Tenpai while I'm telling of all the dangers that lurk in the shadows of all these closed hands, so Link following their plan. Light Pink Yoshi holding 4 of their winning tiles though, and probably not gonna have to get rid of them. Yeah, Yoshi's still not Tenpai yet. We'll have to see where it goes.
Triplets in Light Pink Yoshi's hand.
Right. So
it's some danger there, but Norl finds Tenpai. Gonna have 2 Dora here on a double-sided weight for the 4 or the 7, but of course only 1 tile left in the wall for that weight, and 2 left in the wall for Link potentially here. So you could perhaps see the 4 of Bamboo come out from Light Pink Yoshi, depending on how things pair up, but it could come out from Carlos, and it does. So that's gonna be Link taking this hand for just a green dragon. But that just a green dragon dragon that just 1,000 points is going to be the dealer seat for them. And of course, they keep it moving in first place here, which is exactly what they want. The game is going in their favor, certainly. And in their favor is this starting hand for what you're looking for in the dealer seat here. Just a quick win, keep racking up points, keep going. But looking around the table, Light Pink Yoshi has 2 Dora in hand, but the shapes are not quite what he would want them to be as things currently stand. Keikon Carlos, not the worst shapes in the starting hand, but certainly a lot of honor tiles and stuff like that in there. But that 5 coming in, definitely going to help things out. And Norl, well, has some floating tiles that could certainly connect over this first row of tiles here. So we'll have to see how things shake out. There's no clear front runner at the moment, but Link might be able to go through and just get a speedy victory here as dealer.
Yeah, in that previous hand, Carlos is the one who dealt into Link, but I think all 3 other players that are not Link were very sad about that. I think they were all equally dejected, even if Carlos was the one who dealt in. They all had big hopes on that hand that didn't quite come through. As I mentioned, Link the only one who is just trying to push it forward, being in first place right now, getting the small hand. Everyone else could taste the comeback. They could reach it. It was on the tip of their tongue, and then it was pulled away like the carrot on the on the fishing line. It's a tough break there. Link could also get a fast hand here again, as you mentioned, but it has slightly less value when you're the dealer. Of course, you still get dealer points, but if you make a fast cheap hand in order to move the game along, you don't actually move the game along because you still have to be the dealer again.
Yeah, certainly tough. And Light Pink Yoshi making some quick and fast decisions here that end up working out in terms of efficiency, dropping the one of characters, that Dora tile, in favor of some better shapes in the hand and things like that. Really working out. Now 1 away from Tenpai, both on double-sided weights. Going to be able to get Pinfu here eventually, should they be able to reach Tenpai in the next few tiles here. Keikon Carlos and Link both have pairs of the red dragons, meaning that they are Mochi Mochi. Not going to be able to pawn those away from each other unless there's some extenuating circumstances that make them drop those tiles. So going to be a little bit harder for them to find these tiles because Carlos, yes, now 1 away, but if the Ricci gets called, it's going to be waiting on either the north or the red, or on the off chance that they draw the north. It's a little bit far away to draw that and get it into Tenpai. So man, some slower hands here in terms of how things are shaking out.
Yeah, no calls here. No calls for Tenpai. Light Pink Yoshi didn't call for Tenpai. Norl didn't call for Tenpai. Norl I can understand, doesn't really have any Yaku. And to be fair, I can understand Yoshi as well, because this is another chance for a pretty big hand instead of just settling for tiny outdoor 1 and open hand. But we are getting close to the end, and that's 2 copies of the 5-so that have been discarded. There's 3 copies of 5-so on the table and an 8-so, so Light Pink's 5-8-so weight is getting really thin, and we're getting close to the end of the hand. There goes another 8, and this is probably going to put Link into Tenpai. Link has been known not to call Ricci though, and so once again we are not calling Ricci as Link. Carlos is going for just Tenpai, no Yaku on that hand.
Yeah, probably recognizing that if it hasn't come out yet, it's probably not coming out.
It's his winning tile. It's also Link's winning tile, but neither of them have the Yaku to win on that 8. It's both of their winning tiles, and neither of them can win. Just how it goes when... That's the downside of not taking risk, is you can't get the reward. However, it is what it is. Right? Link doesn't really have the reason to take risk. Yoshi actually draws one of the very few remaining tiles for him.
Wow, goes for it.
This is gonna be crazy, because if Carlos goes safe with the red dragon, it deals into Link. If he goes aggressive with a 5, it deals into Yoshi. If he picks some other line, he might be able to get out. Oh, he does get out with a 6. 6, not exactly the safest tile here, but it is middle Suji to Yoshi, so safe enough. Another deal.
Now you just oh!
Another one.
Yeah, drop the 7, man. Go, or you know, the 7 pin.
Yeah.
But, man, yeah, dodging, ducking and weaving is Carlos there, but Light Pink Yoshi's gonna be able to take, you know, some of these tenpai payments here going into their dealership, and not the worst starting hand here for Light Pink Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi got a few points there. Of course, would have liked to win the Riichi, but can't help it if it doesn't come. On the right, Carlos is just drawn into the 3-4-5-5-5. Carlos looking for a pretty easy Tanya. We'll see whether he calls or goes for more. Misses the 2-mon, so it looks like Carlos is going for more points, not just a quick call. Quick call could get him into second place, but he's probably thinking about South 4, where he's going to need to protect his dealer turn. Norl across the table is looking okay. He's got 5, 6, 7, so... And now it's 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, so Norl improving for Tanya themselves. Link on the left, it might actually get twin sequence again. You're asking if it was going to happen again. Not only do they have twin sequence, they have a lot of outside tiles. Last time they got that fully outside hand, but they do have 4, 5 still in the middle, so... Don't think it's going to happen this time. Light Pink Yoshi might get twin sequence here in the dealer position. 1 away from Tenpai. This is kind of an awkward hand. A lot of people are close to Tenpai. None of them are great weights. This is the best way I can describe it.
Link decided to discard the Dora there, the one of characters, rather than something like the 8 of Circles there. Interesting line to be taking here, but not the worst because it does keep a lot of acceptance open and stuff like that, not locking yourself into a pair. So seeing Link's playstyle come out here a little bit as well. But Keikon Carlos is going to find Tenpai on the 6 of Circles. But the 6 of Circles is also going to be in the wait for Norl, who calls Riichi here, waiting on the 3 6 of Circles. Just discarded by Keikon Carlos here, so might look a little bit safer than it really is.
Yeah, this is going to be a tense South 3 here. Yoshi can't afford to give any ground because he's behind in the standings and behind in this game. He can't afford to let his last dealer pass. Here comes the Dora if Link had cut it. Oh, here comes Yoshi's Reach, giving up on 1 Han in order to play the safer 8 over the 5. Can't say I blame him. That 5 is really dangerous, but would have passed in this case. It would have given him another Han, and he does need a lot of points. But I mean, this is Pinfu. This is dealer Riichi Pinfu Dora 1. It's probably enough. If you deal in, I'm sure Light Pink Yoshi is still stinging from the triple run, remembering if he deals in, you can't get any points. Just slightly unfortunate. Oh no, he does find the Urador. I was gonna say slightly unfortunate that it would have been worth like another 6,000 points, 5 to 6,000 points, if he had gotten the twin sequence because of that 4th Han. But he finds the Urador and makes up the 4th Han from the generosity of the Dead Wall. You know, in this case,
yeah, and that
I like to say, we call it the dead wall in English because the tiles are dead, you don't get to use them. But the Chinese and the Japanese word for it are the king's tiles, the wampai. In this case, they really feel more like the king's tiles because it feels like you're going into the royal treasury and flipping over, seeing what sort of rewards the generous king is willing to give you here. And in this case, the king was very generous.
Yeah, and for all of our Sanzo believers out there, of course, that was the 3 of Bamboo as the Urador indicator. So,
exactly.
You know, it shows up in all places here. So Light Pink Yoshi with that 4 and 30 hand ended up with, close to a dealer manga in there. So that's a really, really big swing. Everybody was sitting around 17,000 points, but now in a pretty solid second place now is Lightning Yoshi, with a hand that looks pretty nice at the moment as well. Three pairs in hand, but a hand that has a lot of wiggle room for improvement and things like that, with certain double-sided weights coming in here now. So definitely could see yet another dealer repeat here for Lightning Yoshi.
Yeah, because of the Urador and because Carlos is the one who dealt in, Carlos's spot is in jeopardy now. Carlos was far and away first place overall in the standings, but a big fourth place like this, or rather like a large loss of points is what I mean by big. Not that the score is big. An extreme fourth place like this could put Carlos in 5th overall if it ends up like this. Of course, Carlos still has one more dealer turn, so it's definitely not over for Carlos. As we can see, Light Pink Yoshi making it happen on his dealer turn, so Carlos could do the same. Link has been playing very risk averse, but still managing to get Tempai even if they don't Reachy. So I wouldn't put it past Link to sneak a couple more hands in and end the game quickly. And Norl hasn't done much this game, but it's not for lack of trying. I'll say Norl has had some decent hands that just never seem to hit, other than in the triple roan case where they're kind of overshadowed by everyone else hitting at the same time. But Norl has also not really dealt in much this game either. So Norl's just been slowly losing points because of other players' sumos.
Yeah, well, Light Pink Yoshi deciding earlier to open their hand and go for an all simples approach.
Right.
Gonna be looking for some of these tiles. Red 5 not gonna come out of Link's hand as far as what I can tell.
Yeah, this is
but
gonna be
the
tough.
5, the very last 5 coming into Light Pink Yoshi's hand, the flow certainly with him.
Never mind. It's gonna be tough to fill those weights out, and immediately Yoshi fills the weight out. Norl not
There's
going
no
for 7
difficulty
pairs
if you
here.
just draw the tile that you need.
That's an interesting discard from Norl. Must be a safety discard. Thinking 6-mon, 3-mon, 4-mon, all very dangerous. Since it's not that much of an efficiency discard. So Norl just trying not to deal in here, it seems like. Does get another pair. Still one away from Tempai. Just like basically everybody. Link is actually a little further after playing defense now. And Carlos did get 2 Tempai. So we'll see what happens. This isn't going to be quite enough to dig Carlos out of the trench he's in right now, but you know, it's a start. It gives you some forward momentum coming into your dealer turn if you can pick up this win. Now Yoshi on the exact same weight, and normally Yoshi would be blocking Carlos from roning, but there is no head bump in this tournament, so they'll just both win.
Yeah, it does mean that we could see yet another double wrong here, but it's going to be the sumo coming out from Light Pink Yoshi, stealing out the hand from under Keiko Carlos here. So it's going to be all simples red 5 for 3,000 points as the dealer.
Yeah.
So just getting more and more ahead of 3rd and 4th place here, cementing that 2nd place and really catching up to Link, who you know, might have been seen as a little too far away after that big Hanemon earlier.
Yoshi, Carlos basically had identical hands. Tanyao, Red Dora waiting on 5-8-mon. Yoshi just the better draw in that round. And of course Yoshi's hand worth 1.5 times as the dealer. So Yoshi getting the first draw, able to outdraw Carlos on that one. It really is. Sometimes it just comes down to who draws better. And even the opening hands of this round, Yoshi drew the 2 green and Carlos drew the 1 green that couldn't really fit. So unfortunately Carlos ending up giving that up to Yoshi here. Yoshi gonna try and get a little more value with a red 5-pin in hand, but it doesn't fit for now. Link actually doing what they do best, Finding a closed Tempai, this time with Yaku. A couple of those Shadow Tempais for Link have not had Yaku, but this one does have the triple white dragons. And a Dora, so actually kind of valuable, especially with 3 Honba, 3 repeat counters on the table, 900 extra points. And
yeah, so this...
We're still waiting for Norl to make a move in this game.
Yeah, definitely a little bit slower from their end. But, man, 7, oh, it could come out. And it does. So that's going to be Link. Considering the Ron? Yeah, okay, there we go. Hitting the Ron button. White Dragon, red 5. Going to be 2,600, sorry, because of the foo. For Link here. Going into all last now, and of course picking up those 3 repeat counters. Now gets up and above 50,000 points. But, I mean, if you think about where we are in this point situation, Light Pink Yoshi got triple Ron'd like 3 hands ago, and he's in second place right now. This is incredible. This has been an amazing game. This is so cool. This is what you get whenever you get semifinals here at the Catfood Bowl. So please remember to like this stream, and of course share it with your friends. Oh my goodness. Oh man, here we are in all last. Tips? How are these hands look?
Yeah, Carlos's last chance here doesn't look too bad. It's not much value. Oh, never mind. The door is drawn. Carlos can actually make something big out of this if he can manage to keep it closed, or he can go for a quick hand and try and keep his dealer alive. On the right, we're still waiting for Norl to do something, and this hand might not be it. So Norl might just end the game being silent, but as soon as I say that, Norl draws a very key tile. So let me just be quiet on that one. Link across the table has the 3 red 5s, has a wait for the Forso Dora, so we could see Link playing another very quiet Shadow Tempai Hanemon for an unnecessary Hanemon Link could pull out. And Yoshi could be going for pairs here, or could also pwn. Does have 2 different Yakuhai, the south and the red. Could go for all triplets. All triplets, like even a Mangan direct hit doesn't overtake Link, so Yoshi just might be looking for as many points as he could get. Of course, if he does hold out for 7 pairs and gets the Dora pair, the Forso, there is a possible Baimon opportunity. And a Baimon Sumo or direct hit on Link would cut it, would do it. This is actually even a 4 concealed triplet. No, it's not gonna go for it. Doesn't get extra greedy. It's an interesting decision. Yeah. 4 concealed triplets doesn't look too bad. Like basically none of Yoshi's tiles were out. None of his pairs to be tripled were out when he discarded the triple. And so Norl's kind of the underdog on this hand, but the draws favored Norl now. And they are the first to Tempai. Not a great weight, not great value either, but first to Tempai does put pressure on the table.
Yeah. Let me look around the table for a sec. Yep. All right. So the 8 of characters is still technically out there for Norl to find. So we could see a con and a huge value for Norl.
That's true.
One way of adding a ton of value to this hand. It could happen. Not counting anybody out in this game because it has been a roller coaster so far. But of course, these other hands are kind of starting to come together. Not quite there yet, but Link, it's a good pickup for Link.
Yeah, this is Tempai for Link. Can do the exact same thing they've been doing all game. And that is to be silently Tempai.
Oh, now it's 3G for Carlos.
Oh, man. Well.
Oh, okay, so there's the 8. The dream is dead for the con. But, you know, hey, other things could still happen. You could still hit 3 Ura for the 8 of characters here. So, you know, never count out different people. But, you know, flow doesn't always go your way. You know, there's always next game, and that's gonna be Carlos, the dealer here, hitting that 7 of circles.
Even Ura. That's a Hanemon because of Ura.
Again.
Yeah, here we go.
18,000 points. The swings in this game, man. Oh my goodness. This could be Carlos overtaking Light Pink Yoshi here in the dealer seat. There's so many opportunities for this to happen. Oh my goodness. What is happening?
A very tough break for Norl there. First Ricci doesn't always become the first winner. Norl playing very interesting first discard here. I think knowing that they need to get a lot of points, not playing your standard hand. A little unfortunately for them, Carlos is running on Nitrous because Carlos's hand is super duper fast right now. It's zooming away, 2 away from Tempai. Very good weights, even a chance to open call if necessary for South. Across the table, Link is also 1 away. And this is, yeah, Carlos is drawn to 1 away now. Yoshi is 2 away, but he's holding on to the legendary 3-so Dora. That's going to make his hand a little slow. So Norl's big attempt here doesn't look like it's going to pan out.
Oh, and there it is.
Link.
And it could have been another pure double sequence.
It could have been.
Nope. We narrowly avoided it with just Pinfu, and that's going to be the match here. Link coming in first place. Light Pink Yoshi making it all the way back from a triple wrong. Gonna come in second place here with 29,300. KCOM Carlos here at 22,700. And Norl now in the negative 3,700. But you know, there's always game 3. And if this game is anything to go by, it might be kind of insane.
Ups, downs, and I think even some lefts and rights in that game because...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because punches were being thrown as well. There were Roans here, Roans there, Roans everywhere. We thought we could safely run it out in South 4, but even all the way down to the very end, Link with those closed Shadow Tempais, no Ricci, still able to roan. Even after Link missed a couple roans because they had no Yaku and didn't reach, managed to get a lot of hands in there and take the first place. So, we do have the results. The other game finished first. Actually, well ahead of this game. The other game did not take nearly as long. So our results are in. And we have first place Link, 41.7 in that game. We saw Light Pink Yoshi, Carlos, and Norl on that table, but we did spend a lot of time talking about that game, so let's talk about the other game, Flandre, coming out of last place here, getting not a huge win, but a good win. Any first place is good when you're currently 8th in the rankings. Furia, after a little stumble in game 1, returning to top form, they came in as the first seed today, and so they're pushing themselves back into top 8. Chica with a slight loss. She should be doing decently well, I think, after the being in top 4. Slight loss shouldn't hit too hard. And Eimer, unfortunately, with the minus 33.9. As we check out what that does to the overall standings here.
Okay. So some of the people that have been winning, the people that you expect to be on top here, Link and KCOM Carlos are in first and second place at 59.4 and 50.95 respectively. Ipa Furia and Chica Ito are in third and fourth. Right now with Ipa being a little bit ahead of the curve here at 44.9, and then a little bit of a drop down here to Chica at 29.9. But yet another significant drop here down to fifth place outside of the top for Flandre, plus 4.7, still within winning distance and stuff like that at first place here. Could get them into top 4 and stuff like that. Light Pink Yoshi, we saw that comeback in game 2, absolutely miraculous here, only at negative 2.85, could have been so much worse. And then Aimer at negative 8.8 and Norl at negative 23.1. It's still pretty much anybody's game, because these could be, third or fourth place getting a fourth in the next match and all that sort of stuff. Everybody else getting first place. So it's still a coin flip for some of this competition here. So, man, I'm gonna be sticking around for game 3, and oof, man, oh,
Yeah,
I think
I think we
just
see.
we need a breather, a little bit. You know, we need to give the audience a little bit of time here. You know, a little bit of a reprieve from all the stress here, Tips.
Well, as we wait for game number 3 with bated breath, let us satiate the masses. It's a gift code for everybody. Thank you for watching. As a gift from us to you, a code, a mystery code. What will be behind these letters and numbers? Step 1 is to open the browser client to solve this mystery. Step 2 is to click the cog in the top right, that's the settings. Step 3 is to go to the others tab, and step 4 is to click the gift code button right there. Once you're there, to complete the mystery, type in the secret code. Not so secret anymore, to be fair. UDGESAXMANA, and then the number 2. It will be in the chat, and this will be not just for one person, but for anyone who claims it on the world server, the English server. You have 1 day to claim it. So, I hope there's some good goodies in there available for everyone. Thank you for watching. If you appreciate what we're doing here and you like the Mahjong, thumbs up the stream. Subscribe to the Mahjong Soul official channel in order to stay updated with any giveaways, collabs, events, tournaments, and other promotions that might happen. Speaking of promotions, we've got one more right here for you guys. Tenote! We've got a lucky draw. If you answer the host's question and you're lucky enough to get picked, you get a 30-day fortune charm. One lucky Janchi will be randomly drawn. So Tenote, I think we'll give you the floor for the question now. What do you want to ask the viewers?
So our question for this one is, what is your lucky seat while playing Mahjong? So for me, I have noticed that whenever I am sitting down in the north seat, I tend to do relatively well, being that all last dealer and everything. Maybe that's just confirmation bias and stuff like that, but I feel like if I'm first dealer, I always kind of like get in my head about it, and if I'm last dealer, I'm like, oh, we're good, you know? So maybe it's, that own, mental and everything, but hey, if you are the lucky person, if you happen to be in your lucky seat right now and win this fortune charm, be sure to contact us by email if you are the lucky one at mjs.cs@yo-star.com with a picture of your profile and everything so we can make sure to find you. Tips, do you have a lucky seat?
It's a really controversial one. I think it's a lot. I think the people have a lot of strong opinions about this. Maybe even more than favorite tiles, favorite Yaku. I think people really have all kinds of reasoning for this. But honestly, at this point, with the cold up here in the north, I think I just want to be sitting south right now so it's a little bit warmer. Some tournaments, they actually sit the east players towards the east. Like the east seat is actually on the east side, or sometimes they're facing east, and then you've got the east, south, west, and north. I want to be sitting south right now so I can just be warm personally.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of feng shui to the whole thing here. Man, but we do. Oh, Irie, do you have a way in here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening, and I'm hearing you say that the East seed, the first one is unlucky. We had so much in common, Timothy, because I'm always happy when I get the first East because I'm the first one to win, and then I can just relax. I can just defend. That's how I work. I'm more of an aggressive player. I'd rather just get out there and make those crazy plays on each one that nobody's expecting, win those crazy hands, and then they don't even know what happened, and then I'm already ahead.
A totally valid strategy, absolutely. But we do have our lucky winner here. So our lucky winner says that their lucky seat is north, and that winner is Ron MJ, RAN MJ here in the YouTube chat. Congratulations, and of course be sure to contact us by email at mjs.cs@yo-star.com for your fortune charm with a picture of your profile and all that good stuff, to make sure that we can confirm that it's you and get that fortune charm to you. So Ron MJ, congratulations.
Congratulations. North fan is lucky. And now, as we get ready for game 3, no washroom break this time. Looks like, well, it was long enough for a washroom break, to be fair. But our players are back. Our players are ready. They're getting started as we bring up a little bit of a commentator swap. Tenhote's been putting the work in for the first 2 games, so thank you, Tenhote. Much appreciated.
Have a great one, guys.
Irie will be returning to the stream.
It's we're back. The commentator duo that's been there so long. We're finally back here again. Cast some more Mahjong for you guys.
That's true. You actually had a little bit of an early return. I told you that question was gonna be controversial. Tenho picked a good one.
To speak my truth,
Yeah. I knew people had strong opinions on that one for sure. As we check out the table lineup here for game number 3. We've got Link, our leader right now, Norl, Yoshi, and Carlos on that table 1. And we've got Flandre, Aimer, Ipa, Furia, and Chikaito on table 2.
So hopefully we don't get a repeat of whatever happened there with Yoshi and those three runs. Maybe instead we can have the reverse. I think Yoshi will do 3 runs instead.
All right. Well, we do have to share the love, I suppose, as we get into game number 3. Let's see what the other players have been doing. This is actually a table with a lot of players like right on the border of 4th and 5th place. And Chica has just drawn one of Flandre's winning tiles, but is able to use it.
And already 2 people tempai on the first row is quite fast. 4 7-man and 5-man 4-pin. There's still some upgrade possibilities here across the table. There's 2 Dora and Flandre's hand, and 1 in Ipofuria's hand. So nice start here for these people. But Chikaito is 1 away, so we might see a chase opportunity here, a counterattack. A triplet picked up here by Aimer. Now 1 away as well. Will they drop the Dora against these 2 players? It's quite difficult, right?
I don't think you can really drop the Dora here. I mean, depending on your overall position, sometimes you do have to do it. But most of the time, I don't think you can discard Dora here.
There it is though. Chikaito does find the Tsumo. So, I didn't even notice the Sanchoku. So that's how we got there. So 3,000 points, 1,000 of each. Perfectly good hand to kick things off in game 3 of the semifinals.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you join mid-game, you're quickly trying to analyze all the hands. You can sometimes miss certain Yaku that aren't as easy to see. It's almost a meme when people play Mahjong, watch Mahjong, to miss mix sequences, miss Sanshoku.
Miss Sanchoku. The commentators miss Sanchoku. Happens here.
Right. So we are looking at a rogue Dora tile in Chikaito's hand and in Aimer's hand. Aimer is going to be a little more incentivized to use it, being near the bottom of the pack. Chikaito can just afford to maintain a second place, probably. Third place would be a little scary, but Chika might just go for efficiency here. Nah, still gonna hold the door for a little while.
Oof, but now there's a Ricci, and that's gonna be a lot harder to drop.
Yeah. So this might lock Chikaito out of the hand. You never know, though. Chikaito is pretty close to temp. I might go for it anyway. Does have a couple safe tiles, though.
Oh, never mind, though. There's no time. Honor just finds a sumo, so it's gonna be Ricci. A pink sumo. Oh, Ipatsu as well, so that's gonna be a 5,200 extra 300 on top.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Flandre changed their outfit since top 16 yesterday. Flandre looking for some more luck, coming in 8th place. So far it's working out for them. Pulled a first place in the previous game, and they are looking to shoot their way up into top 4 and not get left in the dust as we come in the final game today. As I flip the script here.
And Eimer gonna be looking to flip the script too. They need quite a bit of points to come back into the top 4. Currently around 30 points positive, right? So gonna need definitely a first here. And Eimer in the dealer seat right now has actually the chance to make a pretty decent hand here. Perhaps fully outside.
Yeah, going into this game, there was a clear cut. In fact, the biggest difference between any two players was 4th and 5th. So going into this game, our players had the most clear example of what they need to do to get through. Chikaito plus 29.9 and Flandre plus 4.7 being the 4th and 5th players. Over 20 points between them, so that is the chasm that needs to be crossed in order to see a tomorrow. Well, 2 days. Tomorrow is metaphorically, but to see the finals in 2 days, if you want to see the tomorrow, you've got to make it across.
You've got to reach your weights.
Yeah. Although maybe not, because Link did pretty well without reaching, I think, a single time that game. It was crazy.
But speaking of Ricci, though, this Ricci is phenomenal here by Chikaito.
Yes.
And East and White, yeah, it's so hard to avoid dealing into it because the honor tiles are so likely to be the way. But when you're waiting on 2 of them, especially, it's so much harder. 5,200 points going the way of Chikaito, and Chika was already all the way up there in 4th. So, you know, any positive here is gonna be a long way towards staying in the top 4.
That's right. We can see Flandre lost the pupils in their eyes after that deal-in, but you know, I think there is some reward bouncing back. You know, an equal reaction for every action. This is like what happened when Light Pink Yoshi triple Roan dealt in. He drew a really good hand right after and was able to make some of them back. Flandre looking to do the same here in the dealer position. If they fill one of these inside weights, this Ryankan or double inside weight here, Flandre could have a nice Pinfu Dora 1 really long weight, maybe 369 man weight. Could get a second Dora actually if that all works out. 7, very interesting tile here.
That's an interesting tile, yeah, because you can start to make a shift towards those symbols.
Yeah. Makes the decision to just stay with what they have.
Not wanting to change it up too much. Ipaforia doesn't have a bad hand either. 2 Dora currently.
That's
Oh, another
right.
one.
Make it 3. Why not 3? It doesn't keep the third
And
pair. Already has 2.
Chikaito is still 2 away. Looks like maybe possibly pointing the west. Though they're both discarded, so I guess this will be probably just a 2-sided reach or something like that, or maybe a play for half flush. See?
Yeah, I could see the half flush coming for Chica. It's nearly there, but oh, maybe not with that draw.
That's a great draw, though.
That is
Because now 1 away.
very solid draw. Look, poning west is a lot less likable here. A lot less attractive to pwn the west here, losing your only pair.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah, this is not
reach it on the floor. Yeah.
Not the greatest tempi, but still a tempi. And as the dealer, first Ricci, why not?
When you're dealer and you reach it, and yeah, you know.
Put the pressure on. Eimer does have to play very aggressively, very far behind in the overall standings, so they're gonna have to go for something, but maybe not on this end.
If this is the I don't know if this is the moment. I think you're right. Eimer does need a lot of lots of points. Probably wants to force a big hand, but it has to be the right moment.
Yeah.
Imprudence right now with spell defeat for sure.
Whoa, another of Flandre's winning tiles. There's one left. And Eimer could con the last one. But I don't think Eimer's conning in this position, to be fair.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, 16 tiles remaining for Eimer to find the con.
Well, I guess not hilarious. Tragic.
or
But
for
whenever it happens in my
Flandre
games,
to
I
win.
always just laugh at hopes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, everybody
Like, we're
here
having to
could
discard
use.
all those tiles just.
Yeah, everybody here could use the force, so.
Yeah, everybody wants it, doesn't it?
Everybody could use the force, so, but it's not coming out. Is it in the dead wall?
I don't think anyone can even attempt it, can they?
Mm,
Oh, maybe Chica. Maybe
yeah,
Chica.
I think Chica can get
One
Tempa
away.
here. Chica's one away.
Unfortunately, not the tile.
Is it gonna be this? Oh, no dice. You
Ooh.
just erased 2 of those bamboos,
That's
maybe. 2 less bamboos, and
Some
that would
people
have been the winning
might
tile.
understand why the tiles ran out and there's no. Like, where's the last 4 bamboo? Didn't the tiles run out? Where is it?
Where are any of the 4 of bamboo? None of them showed up. Because Eimer had the three copies of them hidden, and the 4th one just happened to be in the dead wall. I mentioned that
Oh, yeah.
sometimes in Chinese and Japanese, the dead wall is actually called the King's Tiles. And, you know, when you flip Uradora from them, they feel like the King's Tiles. But in this case, I prefer to call them the dead wall because they're making your weight dead. So both names for them have good reason.
It reminds me of the term for the after con when you win off the tile from the dead wall.
Right.
I guess originally it meant the flower that is blooming over the mountains.
Right. Mahjong is full of a
I guess
lot
they
of
also talk
colorful
about it like that.
terms. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Scooping fish from the river, catching the moon's reflection on the pond. Spending
But
5
Flandre
years on a rock.
Did get the
etc.
template.
Okay, this is 5 pairs for Flandre. You know, 7 pairs. Cheetoits is a shortcut to Hanemon. No Dora in this one, but Flandre does have Tanya and the chance to get a red 5, so could still get Hanemon for sure.
Yeah, I mean, 7 pairs when you have something else to go along with it, like a red 5 or you know, all simples is a great way to add some extra value to get the Demon Gun.
Riso shows up here. There goes the 5, so no more chance to get a red 5 on this 7 pairs attempt. Ipa Furia's hand, Ipa Furia's discard pile more looks kind of strange.
Oh, there it is. 10 bucks.
Is it 3-so time? Is it 3-so or is it 7-so time? Or is it neither? It's neither time. I mean, it's 7-so time for now, but not confident enough to reach E on it. Might end up getting one from Ipa Furia, though. 9 is Furitan, so actually going to Ricci now. Might not get that 7-so from Ipa Furia anymore, but you know, if Flandre can find the last 7-so, it's gonna be worth a lot more. There goes a red 5. That would have been Furitan, though.
Tragic.
Yeah, Ipa Furia playing it
But, you know,
safe.
this is another Dealer Ricci on first row.
Oh, 4, 5, 6. Ipa Furia might be convinced to go for it here. Probably won't end up discarding 7-so right now, though. Even if they... Yeah, they're not discarding 7-so. They're
this is
one away now, but only if they can be convinced to discard White Dragon. Actually, if they go for safe tiles, 7-so might end up coming out. No, it's not coming out. Oh, Tempai! That's huge!
Oh, just takes it silent. No Ricci.
Another silent
5 and 8 of
Tempai.
circles.
What does Eimer do? Eimer's been looking for 7 pairs on that side as well.
Oh, it finds the small.
Just a little bit. Just
2,000, 1,000, 2,000 extra actually. So it's like double the value. It's like you have a hidden door in there in the form of the sticks.
yeah, allows Ipa Furia to overtake Flandre.
Yeah. But all in all, this game is still anyone's game. This is whenever it's like this, less than 5,000 between them, anything can happen.
For sure, for sure. But there really is a lot to be said since it's game 3 about the players' previous scores coming into this game. All sort of on the edge. Flandre and Eimer are on the low edge, and Ipa Furia and Chikaito are on the upper edge, but they're all very close to the cutoff point. So really playing for whatever here. Playing for the points.
Ooh, it's an interesting hand here for Chikaito.
Yeah, this
might end
is...
up being in all triplets or something.
This could be the turning point. This could be the moment. Of course, Eimer with a huge draw there. Going to take slight efficiency loss to guarantee some value. Maybe 5, 6, 7 mixed triples. Maybe Tanya, maybe both. But not willing to keep the open-ended 7-8 weight here, since Eimer does need a lot of points. Eimer is the lowest player of the 4 on the table. So they have the most to get.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get the crazy hand that they could get. Well, yeah, Eimer's sound is could possibly develop into something very nice here.
Ipa Furia is only... Well, that's 1 away. Ipa Furia's hand is only 1 away. Really needs the 5-pin or the 7, so... Hard tiles to get, but this hand could be worth quite a bit. Flandre getting closer with a nice 2-mon draw.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is
It's a very tough
interesting.
for you as well.
Ipa Furia could just move all the way to little Tanyao, little all insides. Flandre just keeps
I
drawing
like this
well.
play. So, Ipa Furia could have discarded either the 9 of circles or the 8, 9 of bamboo. I think.
Right.
But I like this. I like this decision because of the 4 of bamboo in Ipa Furia's discarded, the opponents might be more inclined to discard the 7 of bamboo. So I
Yes,
think it's
for
a
a
pretty wise
CG
play,
trap
but
later.
in this case, Exactly, the trap. Unfortunately, Chikaito is template already. So it's gonna
Ooh,
be.
this looks bad. I mean, the 8-so is safe for now, but it really feels like it's gonna be 8-so, 9-so, and then once you get to 9-so,
Oh,
it's
wow.
done.
No.
Good
Before
read.
that, discards the 8 of. Yeah, the 8 of circles.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
quite
this-
a read there.
Yet another shape upgrade. Now, the 1 also gives template.
Massive
Fiber.
weight. Primer. Enormous weight here. 5 tiles in the wall still. Are we looking at another reach here from Flandre?
Does this template as well?
7 pin is such a brutal tile to discard. It's gonna come out though, and it goes through.
Needs a point.
Got a 1 pin. Now we're just gonna 7. Oh, Ippo Fury is just straight out.
Oh, but Aimer finds the Ipatsuno. Richie, Ipatsuno. And the Tanya is gonna make it 7,900 and 2 extra Richie sticks on top. So Aimer now takes first place, exactly what Aimer needed.
Yep. In Eimer's case specifically, they might actually need to be farming points. First place, because they were 7th in the rankings, they might need to get a big win, not just a first. So basically, I think they're the only player here who can't just sit on their laurels at first place. Of course, considering it's South 1 and the scores are so close, I don't think Eimer would have stopped and played defensively here anyway. This is such a crazy draw. A lot of options
Wow.
here. Could you
This
go for
sounds-
3 concealed triplets?
You could go for any. Yeah, the world is your oyster here. What do you want? You can do anything.
Yeah, Eimer's
Okay, let's
gonna
say
look for
perhaps
value.
just- I like this because you can go for the green dragon triplets eventually, and then maybe along the way you draw like a red 5 then.
Red 5 would be huge here. I wonder which color it would. Well, not. I wonder which suit it would be. It's always red, but normally the suits are different colors. But you know what I mean.
The bamboo one.
Yeah. Bamboo one could work. Even the characters, the Manzu Red 5 could work for Eimer here. Oh, the dots Red 5
Oh.
going to Ipafuria.
Yeah, it is Ipafuria who instead finds the Yakuhai all triplets with 2 Laura, so that's a huge hand.
Is this
You want to
template?
begin with this?
Not quite.
Not quite. Yeah, it's weird. We're gonna. I think it's actually still a little bit far away from Tenpai. Too late.
Yes.
With some very nice shapes.
Oh, Chica pretty scared of whatever Ipafuria is doing because the discard pile looks very strange. Looks very much like Honor's terminal tiles, but actually the rest of Ipafuria's hands are all inside tiles. So it's slightly sneaky there with this kind of discard pile and actual
Oh,
weight.
There's the red 5 bamboo going to for his hand.
Yeah, I think Dora 9
What's
pin
in
is
here?
absolutely
What's
frightening.
Yeah, the 9 pin is terrifying because after the pawn of 9 mon, there was a 7 pin pawn, but now.
Alright, never
it's
mind.
safe. Yeah. I was like, okay. Let's go, guys.
Eimer's
Okay, there it is.
swinging in.
I'm playing for Eimer. Yeah, 4-mon green dragon. So, ooh, that's gonna deal any pasta.
Oh my
Ikatsu.
goodness.
It's not gonna be too much. There's no critical hit from the hidden Dora, but we do get 2,600. Going Eimer's way. Exactly what they need. And now it's their dealer, so 2 Dora in hand and green dragon player. This is exactly what you want.
Yeah, this could be a huge comeback for Eimer. It's already been a huge comeback, but I think 40,000 would be comfortable. There's never any guarantees because we don't know what the other game scores ended with, but I think a 40,000 point first would probably get Eimer into top 4 into the
Yeah, I think it needs
finals.
to be like because we don't know if the other players are also gonna. make the points.
Exactly.
I think ideally, Aimer is first, Chikaito is last, and it's like 50,000 points. I think that'll work.
Hmm.
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, so Eimer does still have some work to do. Well, just how much will be determined
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's
later.
very hard to say.
Not a bad draw for Eimer here. Let's see. You have to play it one hand at a time. Chikaito looking to prevent that from happening with this nice draw. Chikaito 1 away from Tenpai now. Has that Dora wait in there. Well, has the Dora waiting on 8-pin to make the Dora usable. Flandre's hand is starting to come together. And across the table, Ipa Furia just trying to get this over with so they can get their top 4, but cannot really afford to stay in last place. Ipa Furia is trying to get out of last here.
Yeah, those two triplets could be huge. The nicest thing about having these concealed triplets is that your opponents will keep waiting on them, not realizing that you have them. So it can be very nice. It can also help you create more safe tiles. Like for example, when you have the 3s and the 6s, it's much harder for someone to be waiting on the 4.
Ooh, Chica just went from a 0 tile wait to a 4 tile wait in the wall. Does lose some points there, but Chica understands that the goal is to just get the game over with in first or second. Richi's now. Chica seems to subscribe to the wait 1 turn. The wait 1 turn. Oftentimes we'll go silent Tenpai. Damatem for 1 turn and then Richi right after. Flandre counter Richi here. Very tough position for Eimer.
And the Ipatsu draw from Chica.
That's
It's gonna be
huge.
Richi Ipatsu Dora 2.
No! Dora 5 actually with 3 Uradora.
Oh, that's tragic for Chica.
That
Flandre
is
finding
pretty
3
brutal.
Uradora for 12,000 points. Puts Flandre in first, even above Eimer.
Yeah, Eimer has to get past Flandre for sure. No more dealer turn, but 2 Dora in hand for Eimer might be able to get that 1-2-3 mix sequence. Flandre has an okay hand.
Furia is going for, well, it's drawing a lot of Manzu. So.
Yeah. I think Ipa Furia might be able to pull off some sort of quick Tanya or quick Red Dragon. Now that Ipa Furia is not in last place, it might be okay to take a 3rd place. It would be kind of close. You would be kind of cutting it close if you take a 3rd place here. No guarantee that you make it through, but it is going to be hard for Ipa Furia to get back to 2nd. So we'll see whether they go for the quick Red Dragon hand or they try and make something bigger.
Trebla being picked up by Flandre. Let's help
Yeah.
him quite a bit.
This is 2 away now for Flandre. Across the table, Chica looking to come back here. I mean, Chica has a fast hand, but not much value on it in order to come out of last place. Debatable whether they will go for the fast Tenpai or try and get the Dora to connect to that 7 so that they've been holding on to. That's probably the reason they're holding on to the 7 so is to try and get, yep, that's definitely the play here. Breaking up the 8-9 mon in order to really try and get a Dora.
Oh, there it is, 6 mon. Does help the hand a little bit.
This is a very tense situation right now. Nobody
Yeah.
has really found the tiles. Like, nobody has an ideal hand right now. Eimer is the
Eimer,
closest.
Probably the closest one,
Yeah.
yeah, because It's getting pretty close to mixed triple sequence, maybe?
And you know what? With that red 5-pin, I think Ipa Furia's hand is pretty close to ideal as well now, too. So we got to be looking at the left and the right here to see who lands the haymaker punch. Because so far it's those two that look like they're in good position. Flandre, this scary red dragon, none are on the table yet. It comes out anyway, though. Flandre looking for points. Ipa Furia Tempai. Going to play the cheap hand here.
It's Red Dragon Dora. That's only going to be 2,000 points, but does get the game over to South 4. Chica does find the 6-man.
Yeah.
Would deal into Ipa Furia, but uses it as a parent stat, so this is quite good. Because
Yeah.
now a lot of tiles give a lot of very good tempais.
Flandre is in the toughest spot here with this kind of extra 3-mon, but if they do go for triplets, like all triplets or something, maybe. Oh, and this might be the convincing, or 7 pairs would also prevent the 3-mon from coming out. Oh, 7 pairs it is, so 3-mon is not coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we get to wait with bated breath again. Which means we continue. Oh, big Tempai. Big Tempai for Chica.
Oh,
No Dora on it, though.
yeah, it's a 258. Unfortunately, it's only one tile left. I think it's only 1 2-pen.
And it's Furiten. It's Furiten.
Watch it be Patsumo.
Yeah, it could happen.
Oh.
It convinced.
I tried.
It convinced Ipa Furia to fold, though. So that's a small win for Chica. They'll be able to make up some of the points on Ipa Furia even if they don't win here.
Mm-hmm. They will be probably losing this Riichi stick. Yeah, there it is, the last tile.
Yeah, so they can't sumo anymore, and because they're Furiten, they also can't roan even if somebody else discards their tile. That means Chica cannot win, but they will be looking for the bonus points.
I mean, Chica can get, yeah, the exhaustive draw
Right.
points, and they can get their Riichi stick, the glasses that are on the table, back after they win the next hand. Unfortunately, they won't have their glasses for the next hand. But
That's right.
it's on the table right now, guys.
Hopefully they brought an extra
unless
pair
they
of
can-
glasses. I like those glasses. They're very shiny.
There it is.
Whew.
Senpai.
Okay. So no surprises here. Well, after the fact that Flandre didn't deal in the 3-mon, I guess that was the biggest surprise. They managed to pull 5 pairs, which meant the extra 3-mon could be used as a pair. After that, no surprises as we go into all last. This is all last, game 3, potentially the last hand of the tournament. Potentially a repeat for Furia. We also have to check to see if the second game is slower or faster than this game, but Ipa Furia is going furiously fast here. Chica has the extra green dragon that Ipa Furia needs, and Chica's hands are pretty fast as well, so I think that green dragon is going to come out. So I feel like one way or another, this one isn't going to an exhaustive draw. Yeah, Ipa Furia is going to call, get to Tempai.
Ooh.
Chica's
Yeah, very quick Tempai
one
here.
away now. Chica's hand worth way more, but not Tempai yet. Eimer across the table has every incentive to push here, and that 7-pin is very dangerous. On the left, Flandre has paired up Dora and is 2 away from Tempai.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
there
but
it
there it
goes.
is, the quick run. 6 turn. It's only 1,500, but you know, it's a repeat.
It is a repeat. Eimer now needs a few
Ooh, and
thousand
it's off of Eimer
points.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eimer does need that first. As big of a first as they can get.
Yeah, it's possible. It's hard to say.
Hopefully, finding a nice hand here. Already 2 away.
Yeah. Eimer actually has West
It is
Dora,
hard.
and they're a West player, so maybe that is a path to redemption. But as you mentioned, Ipa Furia's hand very fast, so to get all the Wests and collect them together might take too long. Chica doesn't really have a good hand yet, but could come together quickly with 2 Dora in there, 2 separated Dora. And Flandre on the left probably is just looking to end this with any kind of hand. The weights aren't great, but Flandre is actually 2 away. And they're not great, but the weights aren't the complete worst. So it does kind of feel like Flandre could be faster.
Plenty of room to upgrade. This is complicated though.
Yeah, so far not too much luck for anyone. Eimer.
Okay, wait. Yeah, maybe there's like 7 pairs angle for Eimer.
Yeah. It's the easiest way to use the West Dora is for Eimer to go 7 pairs, and seems to be the angle that they're taking. 7 pairs also pretty easy to hit Haneman if you have 2 Dora, if you have the Dora pair in it, which is kind of what Eimer needs. As we mentioned, just the first place might not be enough for Eimer. And so keeping that in mind, getting to 40,000 would be pretty nice. You know, even if it's just a Mangan, you get to like 39,000. Maybe that'll do as well.
Ooh. Freeze hand is this is the classic mahjong trap. Your hand starts out amazing, and then you keeps getting better, but you're always 2 away, no matter what. Eimer, so close to that 7 pairs. Now finds a sequence here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So now possibly 1 away from a normal hand.
Yeah, would have to lose Dora for that. It definitely wouldn't be that many points, but it might get them into first, and from there they just hope that all the rest of the scores shake out in a favorable way for them. There are actually still 2 copies of West in the wall though, so Eimer still has pretty decent odds of making this happen.
This is gonna be a great 2G trap. The 4 man or Richie 7 pairs waiting on the 1. If they find the West.
Right. That would be extremely powerful. Here's some pairs for Furia. Make that 4 pairs.
Okay, finally, yeah.
Yeah, Furia's not going to use pairs in this one though.
Yeah, but it's 1 away, so the pair helps a lot. Oh, the red 5. Unfortunately, we can't use this anymore. The 4 was discarded earlier.
Oh, that's a red one though, and the amount of Damaten, the amount of close tempais we've seen. But Furia just gonna go for it anyway though.
Yeah, it's pretty
very
scary to discard
close.
it this late into the game.
Very close to tempai. Potentially 3rd place makes them out. Potentially 4th place if they are no 10 at the end. No, never mind.
Oh, wait.
That's not tempai, but it's not a bad time. It might even be worth cutting 1 or 3. Yeah, 1 or 3 pin.
Maybe.
Okay. The 1 gets discarded.
Yeah. That's what they decide as well.
Yeah.
And keeps improving. Just need that tempai.
This is tempai for Flandre. Flandre, no Ricci, but no Yaku either, so not going to be able to run players 8 so. Chica goes right ahead and reaches though. Yep.
So now it's a 1-4 man wait. So Eimer, unfortunately, kind of caught in a tough spot here.
Yeah, this is tough. You actually have to discard Dora. I mean, Dora is safe against the Ricci, but it's not safe to the other 2 players. And also, you kind of want the points from it. Oh, it's an 8 so. It doesn't deal in. It's just gonna take the Ricci here.
Treats though 7 pin. I mean, at this point, what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, this.
You prefer is folding.
It should be enough.
Wait.
No Yaku from Flandre. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trio of move. Trio of win 7. It's so close.
3 so.
3 so.
Will it be enough? That's the question. No Ura.
Ricci. There's a Ricci stick, right?
Yeah, but one of them was Eimer's. It is enough.
Oh my god, like 400. The 400. The Sansa.
Whew. Yeah, as we mentioned, a small first place might not be enough, so we are going to have to
Oh, please.
check out the other game. Eimer in first by such a little bit. Flandre second, Ipafuria third, Chikaito fourth place. You did mention that Chikaito being fourth would be best case scenario for Eimer to actually make it through. So that is going to be a very tight race. We're going to have to look at the other game to see just who is going to come out on top. And Link has just pulled some points
Link just
in.
won.
Just ended Light Pink Yoshi's dealer. Looks like Light Pink Yoshi doing well in this game. First place. South 3, Link ahead. Carlos in second. So Light Pink Yoshi, Carlos, then Link and Norl in third and fourth right now. This is a very tough spot for Norl. Norl still has a dealer turn and 2 Dora right now. So it's not completely over for Norl, but they need probably in the 80 to 90,000 point range because they're coming in 8th place. So they're going to have to do a lot on their dealer turn. But they can start it off here with a couple of nice Dora. Link is trying to play quickly here, already called the White Dragon. Carlos across the table has 2 Dora, but they're not connected. Make that 3 Dora, all 3 red 5s for Carlos.
Oh my goodness. It just keeps happening. Everyone's has so much to talk about.
Yeah, and Yoshi
Link
has a
could have
very
gone for a
fast
half
hand
outside.
here. It's true, it's true.
I was thinking, like, would you go for half outside or drop the 6-man, 9 so? It's an interesting decision. I mean, this is more likely to get a repeat, I think.
Yeah,
Which I think is.
I think it's gonna take too much
here.
to get the half outside hand, the Chanta hand.
This hand could be all triplets though, maybe.
There's a possibility, yeah. Does Link need the points? Don't remember where Link was on. No, Link is in first place overall right now, so Link can afford to take a second place, even a
Link could
third place, yeah.
I don't know. It's better not to risk it. I think you just wanna win.
That's fair.
I was thinking, maybe you can fold it if you're in first, but
Oh, con
it's a bit scary.
opportunities?
Yeah, he's in third. We'll take it.
Slightly scary, but if you can get the repeat off of it, it's worth some more points here. Gives you an extra draw.
Usually just getting an extra draw is sometimes it does make a huge difference.
Right. And in the meantime, Carlos actually drew a 4th Dora, drew the actual 2-pin Dora, and then the con gave him a 5th Dora. Carlos is sitting on a treasure trove, but I don't think he can make all 5 of those Dora work for him. Chi from Norl. Norl playing Tanyao Dora 2 because the 9 so won't fit, so the 9 so would have to go. Maybe Dora 3 if they can pawn the 2.
Oh, the red.
pin.
No,
Yeah.
the red 5-pin is not coming. Yeah. I mean, now the 2-pin could be used.
Oh,
the 8-so.
that one
I
deals
think she is
in.
standby. So Dama Pinfu
Yeah,
Dora
there it is.
takes it.
Always feels weird doing Dama 10 when you have extra Condor, but Light Pink Yoshi's just already so far ahead that doesn't want to risk anything when we're going into South 4.
So I remember Light Pink Yoshi had a rough game on the previous table.
Right.
Now in first place, and Carlos was doing pretty well, and Link was as well. Norl
Yeah, Norl was
has
right
to
at the
make the
bottom.
most out of this dealership.
That's why we're looking for 80,000 points here for Norl. Maybe even 90,000 if they want shot at top 4. I mean, this is a good hand to start it off. This could be dealer Mangan. Could even be dealer Haneman if it's closed. Get the mixed sequence 789. Dora, maybe Pinfu, Isumo and
He's one away
Richie.
now, though.
Yep. Didn't go for the mixed sequence though. Just fastest hand possible. Gonna go with Pinfu and one Dora here.
It's an interesting question. Is it better to go for this, one away from Pinfu, guaranteed, or is
Right.
it better to?
Yeah,
it's
that
a
was
tough
the
choice. It's a tough
question I
choice.
was running over in my head. I was turning over in my head as well. And I think I might have gone for the extra points here. While you do need repeats, that's like your top priority. You need less of them if they're worth more. Because you have to get the big hands at some point. Okay, this is very interesting.
This is one away now.
Yes.
In a different way for Neural. I think, yeah, this is... See, the problem is now you might not get painful, but...
But it's the widest weight. Chance of Dora as well, 6 pin. So even if Norl didn't get the 7, 8, 9 mix sequence, can still
this
get
is a
Dora.
better one away now. Summon on Dorman will give Tempai.
Yeah. Well, that's kind
Oh,
of
and with the early 8-pin discard.
Right. A 9-pin sneaky trick. A little trap. I don't need the 9-pin when that's exactly what Norl needs.
Did they learn that from your tips and tricks?
I'm not so sure. Norl, the celestial player right now. Oh, it's Tempai.
Ooh, Tempai.
Alright, let's see.
Ideal Tempai.
Yeah, the trap is set. The trap is set. I think after 8-pin, 9-pin comes out from Carlos. But maybe Carlos plays 100% safe and just goes 9-9. Like, Carlos does have a lot of safe tiles, so if he doesn't want to push, he doesn't have to. But he's going to start with 8-pin. We might see 9-pin, a cheeky push. And that would be a bit of a disaster for Carlos. Okay, we don't see it.
Nope.
At least not yet.
Yeah, at least for now. This is still 2 away.
Oh, Dora, that's tough. I mean, I definitely do not expect Dora to be coming out from Carlos. The 9-pin might
usually, not only do you want to be conscious, right, of the Dora and not discarding it into Nilarichi, you also want to be careful of the tiles 3 away from the Dora, right? Like the 9 and the 3, because in this case, you know, these kinds of weights, 2-sided weights waiting for Dora, you also want to careful with the 9.
Yeah, Carlos is playing 100% safe. He's dismantled his hand now. Link here is 1 away. I thought Link was on one of those Shadow Tempai again, but still not Tempai yet. 1 away. Yoshi playing dismantling his hand as well. Link actually gets Tempai, but just too late.
Oh, find the sumo! Richie Pingfu Sumo Dora, and we have Dora? More Dora?
Yes.
1 more. That will be 12,000 points for Norl.
Alright, 12,000 points, 60,000 to go. When you're the dealer, it's 1.5 times, and you can win as many times as you'd like. This is 3 Dora. Quick chance to open with White Dragon as well.
The 5-1 is double Dora in this case. It's the normal Dora and the red.
Yeah, we'll see if Yoshi gives up a White Dragon, because Yoshi might be going for 3 dragons. Wouldn't really need to, so... Oh, but it's very tempting when you have 2 pairs of the other dragons. This is a very interesting... Oh, actually, Norl cutting the 9 to guarantee the double Dora usage. I mean, it is double Dora, the 5-mon, so makes perfect sense here. Now the 3-so comes out. Yoshi pawns because he's got a lot of Yakuhai. Here comes the green. 1 down. Yoshi cuts the Dora 5 in order to keep the White Dragon. This is wild.
Yeah, just going for the Hail Mary.
Here comes
He
the
did
red.
that, Big Tree Dragon before too.
No. Oh, yeah. Here comes the red. No call on the red.
No
It's
pawn.
guaranteed as the pair. Here comes the white, though. So we know Yoshi not going for the 3 dragons. Making an alternate play here. Maximum efficiency play. But that does give Norl chance at the comeback. Norl really needs 6 mana. You know, that works too. Slight weight improvement. Norl 1 away from a lot of points right now. If the 9-so comes out from Carlos, I'm pretty sure Norl snaps that up. And it definitely might. Alright, still hasn't come out yet. Link building something huge on the left, actually. Holy. The half flush is there. They are north, so north is Yakuhai for them as well. Some extra points there. Oh, this is Tenpai. I don't see why you wouldn't call it. Yep, so Normal calls it. It's safe for 4 or 7. What is safer, 4-pin or 7-pin? Normal goes with 4-pin. Interesting decision. Usually you go with the one closest to the outside, but it's really hard to tell which one was actually safer here. In this case, both of them are fine, but if you didn't know what we know, what would you pick? Con chance? Big con? Ooh. Oh, it's another Dora. Actually, it doesn't really matter for Normal. It just makes it 4 to 5.
I mean, if a 5-1 is drawn, that would really matter.
Yeah, that is true.
That would be great.
No to more!
Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. White Dragon Dora 4. The comeback, 24,000 points in these 2 hands, and now first place.
Yeah, Normal is winning
what
now.
A comeback.
This is going to be tough for Light Pink Yoshi, because Light Pink Yoshi might not be able to afford a 2nd place. Might need a 1st to move forward. Normal still needs more points. Can't end here. Needs to basically double their current score to make up for the point gap right now. So Normal is just going to keep going. That's the thing about the high level players, the ones who've made it here into top 8. One of the biggest things is you can never take your foot off the gas against these players. You can never rest easy because the comebacks, they're all capable of playing efficiently enough to make comebacks. They're all capable of finding ways to win on every hand. Of course, it takes a little bit of luck as well, but if there's a way, these are the players that know how to find it. And Link might be putting an abrupt end to this, though. Link is a very nice one-away hand here. Super fast. Now can even call south for Tenpai, and that is a huge bonus. There is only one more south tile left, because Normal managed to discard theirs early. But a lot of lines for Link to get Tenpai here. Normal with a decent draw. This is a very interesting draw, actually. I'm not sure what is the right discard. Okay, 5 so. I guess Normal's looking to get Dora close to the Formon. Carlos has got an interesting hand. I think he's okay with just holding on to 3rd at this point and hoping that he can ride it out on a 3rd since he is pretty high up in the list. Yoshi, I think, wants to get 1st. So Yoshi might have to Reachy if it comes down to it. Link, kind of scared of that red 5.
God, these hands all have so many tiles that help him, but they're not drawing any of them.
Yeah, this is the spine tingling right now.
Great draw for Yoshi. Now can get them by with 369. It's 410, but still.
Right.
It's a better one, right?
Now what do you discard?
It's an interesting draw here for Normal.
Okay, out comes the 3-pin now. That's interesting for sure. But hard to say. Very, very difficult draws for Normal here. They haven't been horrible, but they really haven't been good either.
Because you still want to possibly upgrade from the 8-9 to like maybe a 4-5 or 4-3 so you can move the Dora.
Okay, Carlos 100% just going for 3rd place right now. Even Pone's there. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Now Normal knows there are no more 2-pin left. At least it's enough information to make a change, but that change might involve dealing in on 8-pin. Okay, not for now.
I'm gonna discard instead.
Yeah, I mean, maybe at this point Normal just plays to get a 7-pin for Tenpai and get a repeat. Unfortunately for
That's a
Norl,
possibility as well, yeah.
Link can use that 7-pin. But will Link go with Dora discard here for widest weight? It doesn't seem likely that Link makes an attempt like that. Yeah, Link
Oh,
goes...
the Tempai! Oh my goodness, the 5-pin and then Sumo for Carlos!
Oh, that's the tile that Norl needed!
Yeah. Tanya Dora for Carlos. It's like
Yeah,
Carlos making the good decisions.
that's
Get
a
that win there.
pretty brutal end for Norl. Felt like they had the comeback going. Just no dice there. Also tough for Yoshi because Yoshi was really looking for the first place. Carlos locking in third place might be enough. And Link, despite being at the very top, might be in danger with a big fourth place like this.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big fourth.
So there's a lot of questions about what the last scores are going to be. Like a
Yeah, that was
ton of
interesting.
questions. I have no idea who's going to go where.
Yeah, we saw some crazy hands too. A lot of those hands are very hard to, I don't know, even think of what would be the best discard. Definitely a lot of player expression here. Lots of skill. They all defended pretty well.
Whew. All right. Well, we do have the results from. We do have the results
we do?
from these games. So we did see Norl up top at plus 26, Light Pink Yoshi in that game. And of course, as a reminder from the first game, Eimer with that small win plus 23.6 and Flandre at 13.2. So I am really confused about who's going to play, who's going to end up where,
Yeah.
because all the scores move towards the middle, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, we want to see who
Gonna be
the
pretty close.
lucky players will be, but just before we do that, we've got a lucky draw. So,
Lucky.
before we know who the lucky players that make it to top 4 are gonna be, we want to know who the lucky viewers are that is going to win the last fortune charm for today. The last lucky charm of the day. Who will be the one lucky Janji?
Who will it be?
So, with that being said, I think my question, who do you think was the most impressive today? I don't know who's won yet. The scores are all so close. I have no idea who's going to be top 4.
I mean, so many things happened, right? We had so many moments on the stream. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Laurel's back-to-back manga is pretty cool. They gotta admit, like in South 4 to come back into first.
They were crazy. I did like Norl's attempt at the end there. I mean, I liked Link's play a lot. It is pretty demure, pretty calm. Not too many reaches, but just consistent top positioning until that last game. We didn't get to see that much of how Link ended up falling into 4th place, but Link had played very solid even without that many reaches, which is very different from the way I play. So it's interesting to get in a different mindset. I love to press the reachy button.
Yeah, like Pink Yoshi, always a phenomenal player. Won the last Catfood Bowl, if I recall correctly. I really like Deepak Furia's play. I had never, had the privilege to spectate one of Deepak Furia's games.
Right.
And well, the play that I saw was impressive. Carlos as well. I don't know if this is the case for sure, but maybe it's the Brazilian representation.
Maybe. Here we go. Our lucky viewer is Julia Henderson, a fan of Link's play today. So congratulations, Julia. you are the lucky winner of a 30-day fortune charm. Contact mjs.cs@yo-star.com with a screenshot of your YouTube profile as well as your friend ID from Mahjong Soul so they can get you that fortune charm. Congratulations on winning once again. And for those who are not able to succeed in the lucky draw, never fear. Take heart, because the gift code, if you haven't put it in yet, this is your reminder to get that gift code in there. You must be on the browser client. You've got to click the cog in the top right for settings, then go to the others tab, click the gift code button and type in the code on screen here. UDGESAXMANA2. Remember, it expires tomorrow. So get that gift code in. Now, thumbs up the stream and follow the channel so we can reveal our top 4.
That's right. Carlos did actually come out on top. 42.65. Yeah, even though I think there was a third place on game 3, right?
Yes, yes. Congratulations, Carlos, the top spot going into top 4. Ipa Furia, first place coming in, second place coming out. So pretty good, pretty stable. Link coming in third, even with the slight fumble in the third game, was still far enough ahead not to have to worry about that. And Flandre, the dark horse of the tournament, coming in at last place. Enough what's the word? Enough improvement over these 3 games that Flandre's score got them into top 4, even with the handicap that was placed on them from the previous scores coming in.
Right. If I recall correctly, Flandre was at the bottom, right? 4
Yes.
points.
Yeah,
And
Flandre was at the
Victoria was
bottom
at the
coming
top
in
with
today.
40.
Yeah. And I remember after game 2, there was over 20 points of difference between 4th and 5th place. But this was actually so close. As we mentioned, all the scores moved towards the center for game 3. And Eimer, even with the win, we mentioned they did need a big win. It just was not big enough. Taking 5th place by 3.1 points. Eimer, Light Pink Yoshi with the little bit of unfortunate event for Light Pink Yoshi, Norl overtaking him in South 4 of the very last game. Not able to hold the 1st place. Will end up in 6th place. And of course, Norl, almost there, had a really good attempt at a comeback. Just short my +2, and Chica in the last spot with +1.9. So congratulations to all our players. We had some amazing play today. We saw Triple Roan, we saw Shadow Tenfai, we saw Yakuman chances. All that's left is to see the finals. But the players, the commentators, and you, the viewers, all have a day off tomorrow. Tomorrow there will be no Catfood Bowl content as we gather our energy, check the tapes, and prepare for the finals on Sunday for North America, and like early morning Monday for eastern side of the world. Yeah. Whew. But for today, we've rounded out our cast here. Irie, we must go.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy the finals this weekend. Kakon Carlos, Ipafuria, Link, and Flandre will be your finalists, and their scores will be halved as well. So they'll be coming in with +21.33 for Carlos, Ipafuria with +18.05, Link will come in at 13.8 and Flandre at 8.95. So not that big of a difference, but Carlos definitely, more than a 10-point gap between Carlos and Flandre. So that's, one placement essentially.
Yeah. And that being said, we'll wait with bated breath, get a day off, recharge, and prepare. From all of us here at Yostar and Reach Mahjong of New York, hope you come back for the finals, and we will see you there. Don't forget to follow so you don't miss it. Bye-bye.